gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze Check Podcast. Today we got a special one for you, man. We are here live from Call of Duty Next, playing Black Ops 6, Warzone, and Zombies early today. Boys, it's been an eventful day.
Yeah.
We're all obviously a little tired. It's been a crazy couple days. Yeah. How are we feeling so far, man? JGod, talk to me, man. How'd you kind of feel so far?
I think it's good. I was lucky enough where I live in LA, so I was able to already play pretty much everything except for Zombies. And I played Zombies for like a half an hour yesterday.
Okay.
So, I already kind of had my ideas of what I thought it was going to be. I was more interested in seeing kind of how the community thought about certain things.
Okay.
But overall, I'm positive on each of the modes. I think they're good in their own ways.
Okay. What about you, Ebatez?
I loved it, man. I actually loved it. I thought the multiplayer felt amazing. Obviously, maybe because we had perks and stuff. Zombies, round-based zombies is going to be fire. I think a lot of people are excited for that. I'm personally excited for that. Warzone, great. I think that not getting a big map this year is a little weird. It's different. But Area 99 was fire, and I think there's some improvements, but overall it was really good.
Okay. All right. Ryda.
I'll be honest, yesterday I was a little worried.
Okay.
But I didn't play much. I was tweaking about the stream. You know, those of you guys that don't know, the streams were kind of chalked.
Yeah,
so,
really bad today. Really bad.
So I didn't play much, and I was talking to these guys yesterday. I played like 2 games, and I was like messing with my settings and, you know, all this and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm kind of worried. And then today I played and I really got a feel for it. And like obviously that clip, like I really started to feel myself, and I was texting telling my mod today. He's like, you know, what do you think? When you really like feel for the game, it's fun. It's really enjoyable. It's different. It's kind of what we have now to a new level. I think it's a lot going on, which I don't know how much everyone's going to use.
Right.
But for the most part, I was having a fucking blast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was watching me play Rebirth or Area 99. I was fucking loving it. You know what I mean? Research this guy, so
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I really am. I'm ready for Rebirth Island to go, Area 99 to come in.
Yeah.
Let's change the colors up a little bit. We're cooking.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. I mean, is Rebirth actually like gone?
I don't know what I expect.
I don't think they will.
What I expect to happen is they're probably going to get rid of it for like a week.
Right.
And then let everybody, like, force everybody to play Area 99 for like a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then after that, then
They did it with Fortune.
That's fine. Yeah. Which is fine.
That's what I think is going to happen. There's no way they get rid of Rebirth.
They
forever.
should not get rid of Rebirth.
There's no way they do that.
Yeah. Because I still think Area 99 is going to be successful.
I think what will end up happening though is you may never see like Fortune's Keep and may never see like Bondo.
It'll be like the Sheik Island.
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah. It'll just be like.
They'll just get rid of everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking to Nixta yesterday. Let me cut you off.
Yep. Go for it.
I was talking to Nixta yesterday. We got to move on from Rebirth, though. We have to.
Okay.
We can't continuously play it for the next 20 years. And if there's Rebirth kids in the chat,
Just say shipment, bro. It's the same shit.
well, yeah, we gotta move. We gotta.
It's like
progress.
7th iteration.
We have to progress. We have to.
That's a good point.
I will say it's like the same thing but different. And I know that like people are like, oh, we're not getting a new map, but it's like when we went to Verdansk or Verdansk 84,
Right.
people said the same shit, but they
True.
like wish we could have it back. Meanwhile, they're bringing it back. So I think people get like caught up in like they want to be toxic, even if it's good.
I agree.
And
People just want to be
because-
haters.
Yeah, especially if like, oh man, if they're not a Rebirth person, then they're like, oh, well, I don't get anything. Well, you get a completely different game
Right.
because
Yeah, I agree.
It's even bigger jump than we had. Like if we went to Verdansk, whatever hell when we got Caldera, it would have been a completely different game because of
agree.
the way the movement worked, the
Right.
guns.
Stems.
It's gonna be a completely different game.
Right.
And I think once people utilize the movement, like I didn't switch to my melee often.
Okay.
So that's like
dude.
not like muscle memory. It's
I
just
didn't
not
do
gonna
that.
happen.
Yeah, learning
It's
curve.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, my mom was like, bro. He's like, bro, pull your knife out. I'm like, dude, I fucking forgot. Like,
Yeah.
Like
you forget, like you don't know. It's one of those things. That's we're gonna get into movement specifically in a little bit, and I mean for me, there's so much different things, but I think that's a big takeaway from what a lot of us probably didn't experience is because we don't have the muscle memory, we don't have the learning curve. Like I keep saying this, and I said it earlier in the stream, and I want to reiterate: is like back then, Modern Warfare 2019, that movement, everybody initially thought it was slow, but then they learned how to,
Clunky.
yeah,
And
all this stuff.
trash, yeah.
And then we learned about how to slide cancel, and then now that's considered the gold standard to what everybody wants again, right? So, I mean, look, I feel like my thoughts might be a little bit different than y'all's. At least it feels like mostly positive. I'm not gonna say mine are negative, but what is it?
But I'll also say that one of the big reasons why the community is so like negative on that is because they haven't been around for 15 years, 20 years. Not that I've been covering the game for that long, but we've been through the different games where they're literally different games. You think when we went from Ghost to Advanced Warfare, that was like some, but most of these people, not these, but in general, I think the vocal is like, they started with Warzone. They don't really like get that, it's a yearly thing. The fact that Warzone's been around for going into the 5th year, like COD fatigue is like 1 year, bro. What are we doing?
Right.
So like there's different hiccups that'll happen. And I think it's like there's so much better than even Warzone 1 in this build.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, bro, what are you crying about now? Like, some dude goes, it's kind of lazy they kept the same munition animation. I was like, bro, if we complain about the munitions animation, we got some problems here.
I'm going to be honest. For me, maybe I personally, I think multiplayer was fucking great. I enjoyed multiplayer a lot.
All the maps were small.
That's
I like the face-off.
The
face
face-off
off was fun as
no
hell.
kill streaks. It's the 6v6.
It was a
6v6
specific
small
mode.
map.
If you chose the
Oh,
4, you
yes,
never
yes,
played
yes.
the other one.
Yeah.
6v6 though for that was way too many people.
I agree, like 4v4.
Is that the
5v5
fighting
yeah.
map?
Yes.
Okay.
6v6 was, dude, I chow a corner and there's 3 guys on me, bro. I'm like, bro, this is way too many people. Way too many people.
I think those are good, like warm-up probably. You can use that as a warm-up.
Well, my chat was talking about leveling guns. That's a gun. Get used to a gun. warm
Shipment,
up,
but not shipment. Yeah.
Oh, it's
It was
fast.
fire.
It was fast
That was
paced.
fun though. Wait, time out. The multiplayer, and we're gonna get into perks. I don't mean to get there quick, but did you guys know? Did you pay attention to the combat?
Yeah.
Did you pay attention to that?
What?
So if you use the same 3
What's it
perks-
called?
Oh yeah.
Did you
You
pay
get
attention
like
to that?
okay, chat. So if you get the same 3 style of perks,
There's
you
like-
get an extra bonus perk.
Specialty, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's called combat specialty.
Specialty. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like 3 categories. It's like enforcer, recon.
It doesn't matter. There's a blue one, there's a
Yeah,
red
red
one,
one
and a
and a
green
yeah,
one.
yeah.
The red one is for
Like
More
faster
aggressive
players.
plays.
like an SMG player. The green one is like kind of like a slower player, like and a support player, and then the blue one is for like
Info.
yeah, like
if
the
you're
burger,
like-
the burger, the burger.
Every
Don't
team-
lie, the
every-
burger,
hey,
the burger.
every team has a
like
rock.
you,
The shitters,
you would
the
be
shitters.
blue, you would be blue.
Oh.
Like in the recon
The
zone,
counter- the counter
you know what I mean?
Well, no, it was more. That was Ghost, Dead Silence. That one's more like the flanker.
Strategist or
the
whatever.
flanker.
Yeah, but you like the flanker. Yeah, you're right because you could see like claymores
was-
through the wall. You can see munitions boxes.
There was one of them that was like counter UAVs and like the high.
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah.
cold blooded.
That's the green one. That's the green one.
That's the green one.
So,
yeah.
but if you stack, so like you could stack. So the first perk was assassin, where it was kind of like scavenger, but you got like pinks. The second perk was gung ho or dexterity.
Right.
So dexterity allowed you to stop the like sway you had when you slid or you dove.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that,
yeah, I
you
saw
know that
that.
like weird like sway
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bounce?
yeah.
Got rid of that. Gung ho. What a gung ho is
It
like.
lets you shoot.
That's the
When
one
you-
that removes the draw time.
No, when you
most of
got
the
a
time.
kill, I think you were faster.
So that's when
that's
you
the
combine.
bonus.
That's right.
Okay, we're getting to that. We're
My
getting to
bad.
that.
Yeah.
So it was either gung ho dexterity, and then the third perk was something for movement. Double time.
Double time.
So then
Yeah.
once you had those 3 perks, you unlocked the 4th perk, which is a combat specialist.
Specialty, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It gave you quick fix and a boost, a buff to movement speed.
Which
I'm fighting Adrian. He's like fucking skating
fly,
across the
yeah.
map. I'm like, bro, how's this guy have a stim every time I fucking fight him? And then chat's like, bro, that's the new.
I
stacking
actually
perks.
talked about this one specifically. Is I think that's gonna that type of perk is they have to evaluate how they can incorporate that into Warzone. Not necessarily the movement, but somewhere in between. Because right now, Warzone and multiplayer are supposed to be identical, 1-to-1.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1. Everything is
Oh,
1-to-1 right
yeah,
now.
So
yeah.
if you
Even
slide in
perks?
Warzone, dive,
Oh.
but we don't have perks.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Or we have 3
the
other
army
perks.
movement is a 1-to-1.
Yeah, everything's the
Right,
same.
but he's
But if you're in there and you're using only red perks, organically, what's going to happen is when you go to Warzone, you're going to feel like the game's slower.
Yeah, because you get the boost
That's
in,
kind of what you were talking about.
in
too.
multiplayer, but not.
But
in
that's like an
Warzone.
oversight where they either have to remove what that bonus is, and that's going to feel crappy, or they have to figure out how to way to incorporate
I mean,
it into
Which
Warzone.
I think is what they'll do.
Which
I think
they'll
they're
do.
going to integrate it
kind of
into it.
like gloves, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So like last year, gloves and the boots, those all got integrated into Warzone by default. So I think that that's more than likely what's going to happen here is some way, somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it.
They might even have to make it a perk, so it's like you have to sacrifice a trade-off, or even a wild card, so you can't have overkill.
That's how it should be. That's how it should
There's
be.
got to be something where like they could still make like the sweat happy, but like the casual, they're not going to care. They're not using red perk. Like that's not happening.
Right, agreed.
So it's not going to be like as big of a thing, but that's like what will happen where people will play it and creators will go, oh, it's way slower for some reason. But it's like, well, you just thought you were just playing Blitz or whatever the hell that
Yeah.
mode is, and then now you're playing regular.
Right.
No, duh, it's faster.
Yeah, of
like
course.
yeah.
Right.
So
I have something about the wild cards. So you know the 8 attachment one for Warzone? They need to like figure that out because you could technically put an 8
Okay.
attachment gun,
And then go to the buy.
and then you could go to the buy and buy
it.
it, and then grab your loadout, and you have a different wild card.
Yeah. So
There's some loopholes.
Can you actually do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could buy your gun, and it's the same price. So there's some loopholes.
Yes.
How much was a gun today?
2,500.
I
Okay.
think it was the same price.
No,
it
the gun I was
No.
buying was 6K.
Yeah, they're different price.
That's
when we
what
played
it
early,
is.
the prices was different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really do it today because I was fighting for my
Okay,
life with
I feel like
Next 1 and 2.
I feel like we're missing some
Yes.
context here, so let's kind of dial it back because
Okay.
chat's like
My bad.
that's like what wild card. Like let's kind of go over everything
Yep.
in an order and let's talk about everything. So
Yep.
I guess we'll do it in the order that everything went. Let's
Right,
go
right.
multiplayer, zombies, Warzone.
All right.
All right. So that way chat can get all perspective
Yeah,
on
my bad.
everything.
I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun.
So
I was excited.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm excited too. So, all right, let's go over multiplayer first, man. For me, let's go straight off the rip, 0 to 10. What did you guys think about multiplayer beta? Off rip. This is what everybody's gonna be playing in the next couple days. I'll go first. I loved multiplayer, and I feel like this has been history has shown for me. Multiplayer has been really good at Next, and Warzone's always like lackluster. But again, multiplayer is beta is what we're playing. What we play in Warzone, it's alpha, or even sometimes pre-alpha. So
Yep.
for me, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, and that's being reserved. I could say 8, and I thought multiplayer was really fun. Like I know Friday, and even when the game launches, I'm going to grind camos, grind Prestige Master. It seems very fun. It seems obviously way more polished than Warzone. All right, so that's me. So
always. That's the way it'll be.
What about you?
I think it's pretty comparable, like in terms of because right now we have MW3, which I think is pretty good for a multiplayer with the streak looping. Unfortunately, we don't have streak looping in this, so
Yeah.
hopefully they add that at some point. I think the balance is going to be good. I think initially people are just going to feel like they have to spam the shit out of diving, but it's not like that's not how you should probably use it to get around the
Right.
map.
No, yeah.
So I think it'll just be acclimation, but I think it's probably around a 7.5, 8.
Okay.
Right around there.
okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Vince?
I like the multiplayer. I think it's probably I have like an 8. I think. I mean, there weren't
It's
many.
hard to grade it because
There weren't many
beta,
negatives.
level
Like,
30.
I don't think there was any negatives for me. I think it was just like some things like maybe could have been better, but like I mean overall it was great. Like I think it could have been 5-on-5 for the other one. I mean there's just like little things. I actually like multiplayer for me. I thought was really good.
Yeah.
And for my grade, I'm giving it more because we don't know what we're gonna get. Because like I'd like to see how. Because even when we had early thing, they sounded like they wanted some modes where it'd be 8v8 or 10v10 or
Okay.
something like that. Eventually, like not ground war, but I think it was called ground. I don't remember the name.
Mosh
of it.
pit.
It's not a mosh pit. It's a 10v10 mode where you could just still play it and it's
Right,
just
right.
going to be faster on probably some of their bigger maps. And then like the face-off, maybe with the 4v4, 5v5,
Yeah.
maybe streak looping, how it actually works when we unlock stuff, what the meta ends up being, since we're just kind of messing around with 3 weapons.
Right.
So
So
I
literally,
think,
shit. If anything, one weapon.
yeah, I think it was ground war, but then ground war in 2019 was ground war.
Ground
so
war.
I think it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
They changed the name.
What about you, Ryda? What 0 to 10 for multiplayer?
I gotta agree with you guys. I would say, I mean, I really did have fun. Like I said, the first day I really was kind of worried, but I genuinely enjoyed it. And I back like to hit on what JGod said. I think when everyone touches the game, they need to realize that you don't have to go in there and omni movement the shit out of everything. That's what I was doing. I was
Yeah.
in there just doing dumb shit, and that was to like feel it for myself, but also kind of show my chat. But at the end of the day, you don't have to do that. And I told Nixon that yesterday. I think, or Lucky, me and Lucky were like, bro, we're doing way too much. We just gotta let go and like.
Yes, yeah, I was I want to talk about this.
Because you like, and those of you guys watching, like when you play, trust me, you're gonna do the same shit. But at the end of the day, to touch like what you said, you don't have to dive if you don't want to. You can literally walk around and hold L2. You can.
You can play it exactly like Cold War.
And people are going to do that. The people that are less skilled, that don't play as much, that are down here, the casuals, they're going to play like that. And then you're going to see somebody like, Joe Woe doing some extra shit, and it's going to have fun as well. So I think it was fun for all levels. The one thing I really did not like was I don't like that I'm sliding left to right when I'm not trying to slide left to right.
But do you think that's a learning curve?
That's what me and Soka were talking about.
I slid off the roof so fast.
Yeah.
I did that a lot
think
too.
that's what me and Soka were talking about. We just when you're snaking, you
Yes,
twirl your right
yes.
stick. You can't do that in this game.
Yeah.
When you do that, that's when you start sliding everything.
Yeah.
So I think when I get used to that, I'm gonna be having a fucking blast. I love it.
I will have one huge negative, is that field upgrade.
Which one?
I didn't use them very
makes
much.
you go undercover.
Yeah.
Every time I
Oh
used
my
it, I
God.
could get a 4 or 5 piece.
I didn't use
Easy.
it. I didn't
use it.
Easy, free.
I
Really?
think.
Yep, because you just
I
walk,
didn't even use it.
I just act like I'm on the team because I know where the spawns are, so then I just like
Oh
turn
my
and angle.
God.
That's
They
what that
walk
is.
past
That's what
me
that is.
Yeah,
and
Sage
shoot him in
did
the
that.
I
back.
was so confused. I got aim assist on my teammate, and I started shooting him, and I was like, "Wait, am I playing
Wait,
hardcore?"
am I hacking?
I thought I was playing hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh
just
my
wait.
God.
Sage did that.
And then it tells you when you're like if somebody saw you shoot their teammate, it'll say visible, but as soon as
Yeah.
you go away, it says hidden. And then you can just go in and ba 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 ba.
That's something a lot of people didn't do because I was playing and I wasn't using my field upgrades, and that's just because I don't play multiplayer.
Like
very
obviously
much.
shit's broken, it's fun.
Right.
But it's not broken in a good way for you because
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, going based off what Ryda said, and I have some notes, and I really want to touch on that because I think a lot of y'all here, and we're going to talk about it in multiplayer, we're going to talk about it in Warzone, Omni movement just in general, right? And for those of y'all who are watching me play, the first thing I said, I was testing everything out, going crazy, like trying like all the movement, and then I said the same thing you said. I said, chat, this game, you can do all that. Like omnidirect, you can do all the crazy shit. You can go crazy. I was like, but low key, I feel like it's a disadvantage
They can get you killed.
if you're doing all the crazy sliding, all that stuff. You can do all that to get away from things, to like use it, but like most of the time, you're gonna get more kills if you're holding a pre-aim.
Just play- yeah, hold
if you're
iron.
playing, yeah,
Hold
if
iron.
you're
Play it, yeah.
if you play quote unquote like normal COD.
Yeah.
And if you want to go crazy, you can.
Yep.
But
And I think they balanced it pretty well too, because even though the dive, you feel like you can pretty much aim down sight and fire almost immediate. It's not quite immediate, but it's fast enough that it doesn't feel like Warzone 2, where it was like,
Where you got like the penalty.
Right.
oh
Like,
shit,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, now I can fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the fuck?
yeah.
Like this one at least is like halfway through the dive,
Yeah, I agree.
so it's balanced because that otherwise it would be like
Agreed.
slider would be too far.
right. I mean, look, Omni movement. Honest thoughts. I guess I'll start with this because this is my. I'm not gonna say it's bad. And I was giving the devs feedback today, and I said, this is the most fluid game I've ever played. And the way I'm defining fluidity is, can you do whatever it is that you want to do?
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
You chat. Don't get confused with cracked and fluid. So let me explain. Fluid. If I want to slide cancel to the left, I can do it. If I want to slide behind me, like prone, turn around, like slide cancel, fucking die, like all that shit, crazy strafe, I can do it. But what I think is lacking, or where I was like, for me, right, it's not as snappy. And I think a lot of people are going to play the game and they're going to be thinking that the game is super cracked and super like snappy.
It's not.
It's not snappy, it's fluid. So, and I define snappy as like, okay, if I'm sliding to my right and I bring up my gun, that is slower than you just aiming down sight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you dive backwards, it's gonna be slower to aim down sight.
Yeah, it's like real.
yeah,
To
yeah.
a certain extent, but not like Modern Warfare 2
No,
real.
extreme really.
Yes. Not what I'm saying. So, like, I think people just know that going into it, right? Where it's very fluid. You can do anything you want to do, and I think it's gonna be cracked eventually. I do think there's gonna be. I mean, bro, I saw Ryda do some crazy shit to Celium, and I was like, bro, how? That was insane.
Yeah.
Like the shit they did, and I know there's gonna be cheese eventually. They're gonna find it, but from what I know right now, from my knowledge of the game right now, from playing it for 2 hours, it's fluid, but it's not snappy. Like ADS sometimes does feel weird. Auto attachment feels a little bit weird.
Yeah.
It's a little
Well, I
slow.
think
Little
that's
slow.
because the animation's deceiving, because sometimes the gun's down.
Well, that's with an AR
Versus
or
up.
sub. If you're using
Yeah.
the same gun, though, it is different. I do agree.
Yeah,
It's
but
different.
it's also the animation's different, so it's like weird too.
Well, yeah, ARs, you'll have your gun here and your character's sprinting like this. Where subs, it's like normal guns up.
Yeah. Yep.
Snipers, I think it's the same. The gun will go.
One thing
here.
that was weird is sometimes, like, if you were on a ledge and I was trying to like prone, like that part felt a little bit weird.
Did you guys feel like the climbing up, like mantling was slow?
I didn't. I had
feel
auto
all
mantle on.
all I know is like,
And then
when
once
you
you
try
figure
to
out
mantle,
those settings,
if someone is like above you and you mantle, they will kill you.
Yeah.
They will kill you
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Which-
but back in BO4 it was
Which
the
it
same
should be
unless you
kinda-
had
That's
gung
not a
ho.
bad thing.
No, I agree. It should kind of be like that.
BO4
But-
was similar unless you had gung ho perk.
I just
Right.
think
Maybe there is
Right.
a dexterity
yeah.
or whatever.
at least the mantle we have right now, it's very fast. So going back
In
to
Warzone
Yes.
now, yes. The mate that we have now in MW3 is awesome.
yeah,
So going from MW3, the Warzone mate that we have, to what that was.
I don't want to be hanging on a ledge and then like
I didn't feel like that happened.
That
Did you
happened.
hang on a ledge?
I didn't.
I didn't hang on a ledge
Okay,
once.
so this is good. This is good. So that means that whatever settings you guys had, we probably didn't.
Okay.
Because mine was.
I
pretty
never
quick.
hung on anything
On,
once.
it's probably the
I had the
You know-
auto mantle on.
There's a lot of
on
settings.
partial or off.
I had it off.
What'd you have?
I don't know.
Because I play with that on partial on Warzone, but I was
It
fucking
may be
with it.
just depending on what part of the maps, what maps we played.
Because I think I
less
was doing
likely
some
to
dumb
happen.
shit. And I told Chad I gotta turn this off. I was like, because I had on I had something else on too, like crouch assist or something like that, and it was just fucking me up. Which for some people it would really help.
Yeah.
But all those assist settings, that was like one of my like gripes. The assist, I was like looking at the assist, like or the Omni assistant settings, and I was just like, this is a lot, man. Like,
It
this
is a lot. Every movement setting has like 4 subsections.
And if
Yeah.
for like
Yeah,
us,
it's
you
a
know,
lot.
for us,
We'll figure it
people that
out,
play the
figure out
game,
what we like,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
I
someone
wish,
else.
Yeah, I wish it was a little dumbed down.
I mean, there's
Like,
some people in chat that don't even know what ATS is. They don't even put the ATS on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
like,
they're like, you know, well, you don't click your left stick to sprint. Well, no, none of us do.
I
Some of us
guess
do,
this game's better because like last game they have like single tap run, double tap run, auto tap sprint.
It'll
and
just be acclimation. We have a lot of settings
and
as
then
it
like
is now in Warzone.
there's tap to sprint. There was like auto sprint. There's like so many different like motion settings, and I mean even like Ryda said, like we're like pretty familiar with the game, obviously like at a higher level. Like dude, it's got to be so frustrating for a casual player to like go through those settings. Like
But they don't go through them. They just leave them defaulted, and they're probably
Yeah.
fine
Or they
defaulted.
just YouTube a setting.
But then
Yeah,
that's
it's one of those two things, and it's perfectly
That's a part of
fine.
the problem though, because they're playing the game, they're watching videos, and they're like, my character's not doing that, and then they're probably frustrated. They're like, what setting? They got to go through this whole list. How do I fix this?
Yeah.
How do I look like
And then
that?
they end up on a setting guide.
I-
I think the casual probably doesn't even care.
I don't think it's a bad thing that there's a lot of settings. It is like for us, it's intimidating because we're just now like gonna look at it and like
Yeah.
we're gonna have to learn it, which is not a big deal.
We'll
I
have
just,
a lot of time in the beta though.
Yeah, I was at chat. I feel like by Sunday of beta weekend 1, people will have a very good idea of how things are gonna play, and there might be some settings. And I promise you, there's gonna be some cheese that comes out like movement that people are gonna be like, oh shit.
Shots you have it.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone watched him today. I'm sure he was doing wicked shit.
He's probably going crazy, right? So again, the
You
whole
cannot bunny hop, I don't believe.
no, you can't
bunny
bunny
hop,
hop. You can't bunny hop.
Yeah, you can't
For
bunny hop.
omnidirectional movement, I think it was cool, but there was certain things that I was like, okay, it felt a little bit delayed. That's best way to describe it. You can do everything you want to do, but there are delays to things. And when I hear the word delay, I automatically think about Warzone 2, and that scares me. That is my big fear.
Well,
with
you
this.
said it. You don't have to say it. No, I'm just
No, what? No, what?
No, because you say it once you hear it, but you brought it up.
Yeah, because once I hear Warzone 2, I'm like, fuck. But like,
I honestly didn't feel like the delays were crazy at all.
It's not.
Really?
It's not like that. Like
No, I feel like
I think tell me what your guys' thoughts on Omni movement just in general.
good. You guys
You wanna go this way?
I think it works the way it should, and it gives you the equal feedback of punishing versus not. You can do some crazy stuff, like, and once people get used to it, there'll be like probably certain metas on how you move around the map, and then you'll learn and get navigated. Whether you're just shoulder peeking, whether you decide to over chow and
The little shorter peeking
slide
stuff.
right
Yeah.
camera angle. Maybe you slide through them. Hopefully the aim assist doesn't grab so hard, but it'll rotate you automatically.
Huskers
So-
is mad somewhere.
From my experience, the Omni movement, like when you were doing it, it was amazing.
Yep.
And then like if you were sprinting and stuff, it was fine. It was great. Everything like felt super smooth, left and right, like the strafing, dude. When you would strafe left, like you could sprint left, and then when you drop back, your character would like boom boom, and it would like drop instantly. It looked like and then you could pop back up. It's like what Ryda did.
There's gonna be some cheese.
There's some cheese.
Oh yeah, especially once it
But
gets dialed in.
once you're done moving, it does. I know what you're talking about. It feels a little sluggish to like regain back into like the normal. And I don't know if that's maybe it's intended that they want you to use the knife, and maybe if you have the knife out all the time, you don't feel like that. But I don't.
It could be a fatigue thing. Like
I hope it's not
maybe.
like it could be a fatigue thing, but I hope it's not like that for Warzone because it's like I don't want to be running out my knife when I'm trying to move. Like
Well, I think what will end up happening is maybe there's tuning settings because almost every beta they've changed settings. Even going back to BO4, there was a thing where like the bunny hop you couldn't really bunny hop that hard, and then they made it so you could bunny hop, and then it was like OD crazy, and then they like
Well, they can
reverted it.
obviously change things.
Yeah,
because
they can
we went
change stuff.
from Warzone or MW2, I guess Alpha, then Beta with the insane bunny hop. You guys remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
That
Yeah.
bunny hop was fucking, and then it was just gone. So
Gone.
obviously they can make changes and
Yep.
things like that.
bunny hop would be
this bunny hop into what we have now would be insane.
They need bunny hop in this game.
This year they ain't gonna do it, bro.
No,
they said last year
they tried, but they couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
not make it broken.
I think touching on.
I don't think it's necessary a bunny hop.
No, it is.
To be fair.
It is.
It would be sick. I don't think it's necessary.
It's not
It's
necessary.
definitely not necessary.
It
It would be
is.
sick. I think touching on the Omni movement, I like it a lot. I think you do things, like you said, you do what you want to do. But then, like you were talking about, like, you know, like today, I was getting chased, and like, you know, like obviously like comp and stuff, and you're getting chased, like you'll lead somebody to a stair glitch. I was getting chased, I lead somebody to a stair glitch, so I come to the stairs, and I try to lay down on a stair glitch. Well, instead of, you know, the stairs being here for me to lay down on it, like to just drop down the stair glitch,
right?
My guy lays back. I'm like, laying on the stair glitch like this. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
get up.
balance, to be
No,
fair.
that is balance. That is balance. I was like,
Because it
what the fuck?
solves
I'm
the
like,
snake,
oh.
the
I'm
snaking
like,
on the stairs that you can really break it.
I would just stair glitch all those guys instead of that. But the Celium clip, like people, like Soka saw it, and he's like, yell, like, cause he's sitting right behind me. He's like, how did you do it? Like, teach me. I'm like, that's a fucking trick. Like, I'm not teaching you. But it, you know, to be real, I was like, I don't know. Like, I know what I did, but I don't know, like,
what you did.
I don't know
can't
how
recreate
we can replicate that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, like, if you guys were playing today, like, you've seen it. If someone, like, when you fight, like, Adrian, he does it so much, it's almost like a slot. Like, you slot out, and when you slot out in this game, you're going to go to the left. You're, like, obviously holding your gun. Your guy, like, puts his hand on the ground. And then, so that's what I had to do. I had to slide to the left, and then I just, like, ground snake. You guys remember the ground snake from MW2? Ground snake, and then just dove backwards. So, the Omni movement is awesome, bro.
But that's technical.
Exactly. Not everyone's going to be able to do it. It's going to be a
technical.
skill gap. It's going to be a skill gap, and it's like you said, you were talking about if you do it, it can get you killed. It takes me back to Wowing. All of us know people that wow like crazy. It's cool. It looks cool. It doesn't really give you that much advantage. It used to with, you know, canceling a reload or something along those lines.
The YY sucks in this game, by the way.
It does.
I always just throw that out.
So you could have used it to cancel a reload, but it's to the point when you play with someone that YYs, if they YY too much, if you do it too much, it will get you killed. And I think Omni movement's the same way.
Yeah.
If you fuck around, it will get you killed.
Yep.
Well said.
I do think, look, I think people are just know, in my opinion, again, this is a guess, right? Don't quote me on this fucking 6 months later, Hector. I think the skill gap for this is going to be significantly crazier than Modern Warfare 2019. Like, it has to be, because the only thing that we have in Modern Warfare 2019 is slide canceling. Here, we played the game for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's got to be some cheese by the end of the weekend. That's like,
Shots you'll have it.
this is crazy.
And
Like,
it's gonna be a timing thing. Like maybe if you like slid left for like 0.2 seconds and then like pulled back, it would like do something else. Whereas if like you slid for left 0.5 seconds.
Well, it was weird where you could dive forward, but then you would dive forward back. Isn't that like
there's gonna be some
where
crazy...
you would be on your butt with your legs,
Dude.
but when you dove forward, it would be like if you press back, you would be on your back. But
there's
you
gonna be a way to break it. There's gonna be a way to break it.
I was like,
but
how the hell did I do that?
I did.
I was doing shit and I couldn't.
Yeah, replicate it like consistently.
Because chat was like, dive backwards and do this. But like run, jump, and then dive backwards. So I was like doing that, and then you could do it. But again, it's like a timing thing.
Yeah.
And you don't need tack sprint to dive.
No.
Just regular
Yeah.
sprint.
As long as you have
the hybrid, you're pressing L3.
That's the other
when you
thing.
do it.
hybrid's
that's
tough. Hybrid's tough to like.
It is.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Because you're
I don't
L3
know
to
if
go
you guys-
forward, and you might,
Right.
And that may be why like I'm like sliding when I don't want to slide, shit like that.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I was talking to Z yesterday, and this might be like something that the devs obviously need to hear, but it might be broken because Z was still diving on slide only.
That happened before too.
Yeah.
Even in MW3.
Because he was telling me he plays
if you
default. I
changed
was like, then how the fuck are you diving? He was telling me, I was like, then it has to be a bug.
right.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I had a bug, and I made sure to tell the devs. For me, I had hybrid on, and I'm gonna go on this weekend. I'm gonna test it. Maybe my controller's broken. I don't know, but I would be running forward, and if I click my L3, because remember you have to click L3 and then whatever your dive button is, slide, you could dive. As soon as I clicked L3, I would stop running, and I would just walk.
Oh yeah, that might be something else. I didn't feel that once.
I don't know if that's a bug or whatever, but I was getting so frustrated because I was like, bro, and maybe that's a big reason why I think it feels clunky. I would try to run, I would try to get like dive, and I couldn't. I would just walk, and I'd be like, bro, why is happening? And I would go, and I showed stream. I was like, look, and I would go forward, and I would just tap the left stick, and then it would walk.
Yeah, that would definitely. Yeah,
it was really tricky. Like, okay, I got to make sure I get my L3 off quick, or else I
you
might
start, like,
actually
actually
die.
You have to like start thinking about it, which is great because it's
you gotta
like,
learn it. You gotta learn it for sure. Yeah, you gotta learn it.
I tried running off a building and then diving backwards, and you can pull your parachute too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fire.
So you can like sprint.
Imagine like
you can sprint backwards and pull your chute. Like, you know, normally, like, you can, like, because now you dive, you know how you dive forward and you pull your
You
shoe.
can do it sideways then, theoretically, too.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, I forgot who came in my chat. Somebody came in my chat, like, try diving backwards and pull your shoe. And I was like, okay. So I dove, I
And it's
sprinted
pretty
backwards,
instant.
dove, and then pulled your shoe. And I was like, wait.
Yeah.
That could be insane.
Yeah.
That could be insane.
Bro,
Think of fire
I think
while
right,
shooting would be crazy, too.
like right now, again,
Be like...
Speaking of movement, touching on this, we didn't touch on this yet. And the zip lines are way better.
Oh, fire.
Oh,
They did such a good
They
job.
removed that other skill gap portion of it.
Where,
Yeah, you can launch, but they're just fast.
They're so much better.
like what you wanted out of like all the zips we ever had.
Chat, I don't know if y'all noticed that the zips are very quick. Again, we're kind of transitioning
Yeah,
back to
Warzone.
Warzone.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Like,
It's
yeah,
inevitable. Yeah.
But it like that is really dope. Again, let's go back to multiplayer, right? Omnidirectional movement, I think it's too early to tell for me. Right now, I think we're thinking 2D. And as we get more time and more hours into the game, we're gonna be like, I think it might get to the point where it's like, I can't believe we were ever on Warzone 1.
Well, you'll see after the beta, and you got to go back to Warzone.
Yeah, it's gonna feel
gonna be
different.
crazy.
Luckily, we got World Series of Warzone, but
Like Sage, he used to be going crazy on the beta, and then in 2 weeks, he's gonna play Warzone 3. He's going back to the other shit.
Sure. Yeah, World Series.
He's gonna be like, "Fuck, man, I was trying to like Omni move."
Sage,
on. Like,
come through, pops, come through, man.
Like, God, Chris gonna be like, "What are you doing, Sage?" I thought I was gonna do the Omni movement.
Sage, obviously, because we're in the movement. We're talking about the movement discussion. So come through, Sage.
Yeah, Sage about to be a top 3 player this year.
Chat. So we talk about movement.
You're good.
And we always talk. I said that I'm really excited to see Sage on this game. So I guess if I consider somebody who's very mechanically gifted, I automatically think of Sage. So Sage, what are your honest thoughts? And I'll just be blunt, be honest. Obviously, if you don't like it, say it, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Omni movement and everything so far?
I mean, honestly, from what we played yesterday, I was like, because it was kind of rough.
That's how I was.
It was like you had to adapt to it so quick. Because going from like slide, cancel, dive, at the same time, this year that we're playing right now, you can hold to dive like instantly. This game, you have to amp it up. Like you have to run then dive.
That's what we were talking about, like with L3. You have to like have that, hold your L3. Like,
and it was tough for me because like I still get the habit now when I'm playing and I do it, and then my guy crouches. I'm just like, man, I wish I fucking dived. But like at the same time,
it was like a dead slide kind of.
Yeah, it was a dead slide.
I was getting that as well.
But there was like, I came into this year or this game like, oh, I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. I'm gonna slide, cancel, prone, dive at the same time. And when I played it, I was like, I can't do nothing. But then I got used to it, and then what Ryda's doing, I found out how to do that after the second game, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna mess with everybody. So I was literally sliding, doing the same thing he did. I'm not gonna leak. No, we're not gonna leak. I was doing the same exact thing as he was doing. I'll go back, and then as you prone backwards, and if you go sideways, you look like a hard kill.
Yeah.
So
and you really are.
And like I was doing it to you guys, where I would just dive sideways.
But you are
and I would just sit there
the
for a
entire
minute.
time too,
And
which is nice.
The good thing about that as well is doing the slide dive is you go back to normal. Like if you're there for a long period of time, you go straight normal prone. So it's a good thing that they do that. There was a little bit of the mix-ups with the movement that I was like kind of trying my hardest to get to, because that was the first thing I was trying to do, like master movement. But that's the first thing I do for every single game is master the movement to anywhere where it like benefits me. And like over time it got better, but I know for a fact like I was doing too much, and I was like, dude, let me just stop. Like you don't have to do that. Like you don't have to slide dive. I was like, you can literally just slide and just hold that angle, dive to a different angle, and you're already in your side dive, so you look like a hard kill. So it makes everything better. And then with Warzone, the stims are like, they're insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
They're like
The stims
80% of what, 70% of what the
like
original ones were.
You don't get that slide boost that you did back then, but you still get the movement boost, and like you feel like you're tack sprinting for like 10 seconds straight.
It's way faster too.
It's
no,
really,
it's
like
not,
a Black Ops 4 animation.
It's not like how we have now.
Yeah, it's like Black Ops 4
really,
animation.
it's really a lot better. I gave the game like Warzone, I gave it like a 6.
Okay.
Because I was just like, the movement was still a little bit too clunky. At the same time, like, I was talking to the devs too, and I was telling the guy like, yeah, I just felt like wasn't really at the pace that I wanted it, like I thought it was gonna be at. But he was just like, it's fine. He was like, I get what you're saying. He's like, I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing. He's like, keep in mind this is alpha. I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, I already said it on stream and as well. I was like, alpha is nothing compared to what beta and the full game's gonna come out with. Like, we're probably playing on a patch compared to nothing that we already know. Like the gun skill as well, like it does take a lot of getting used to, but like there's not that much recoil. Like
that's what I
The
said.
visuals were good.
Yeah.
Even though some people were saying it
They
wasn't
did a good
good.
job. They did a good
Gameplay
job.
was great. Gameplay actually felt
was
great.
amazing.
And back to what I was saying, it's a game for everybody. Like I told my
Right.
chat, I was like, you guys can literally build a gun and you can put whatever the fuck you want on it. It's not going to give you a
All the
million
pros?
cons.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you like you can literally use
That's
what you want.
Oh,
so good.
that's a big thing to discuss, guys. And again, this is both multiplayer and Warzone. I have it on my notes. One of the things that they said that they want to really make sure everybody knows, attachments this year for Warzone and multiplayer, they have little to no negative effects, right? So they don't like that. It kind of got to the point where people weren't putting
I think only
attachments
the
on guns.
mags do, right?
Yeah, only the mags.
Yeah, mags.
And
That's like,
that
but those
suck.
make sense.
But they
Yeah,
always, that was always a benefit.
Yeah, that
And,
makes
like,
sense.
And like no stock.
yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff, even in Warzone, they'll only make your gun better. Yes, they might have a couple of things that make it just a little bit worse for balancing purposes, but for the most part, everything's is above. So
Yeah.
that's another thing when we're going back to Warzone, right? I mean multiplayer. So I mean Omni movement. I think guys, chat, manage your expectations because I agree with Sage. We thought we were gonna be able to like do all this crazy shit, and it really wasn't the case. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing right now. Maybe we're gonna find the cheese this weekend, and when things actually come out, I have a big question mark when Omni movement. I like the default being able to run everywhere. I think where I start adding my question mark and my concerns is when you start adding slide canceling, adding diving, and all that stuff. Then it becomes animations. Are they too fast? Are they too slow? Right? Like, and my opinion is they're on a little bit of the slower end. So
I agree.
again, and then Sage feels like he can't be free or whatever.
At the same time, one thing I didn't want to really bash Warzone too much about was because we didn't have loadouts.
Or perks. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
We didn't know what was on those loadouts at all. Any perks, like they'll give us this.
You
Like,
got specialists?
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
specialists.
I bought specialists.
Yeah, you get attachment for a little bit longer, and it felt a lot better. But you're not gonna have specialists every game.
Yep.
So like at the same time, there was like some guns that you would pick up and you look like a heavy guy, like you were barely running. But then if you use a quick sub that has good attachments, I felt like I was flying. I was like, oh wow, this is
You're
really
feeling
good.
Yeah.
I was like, I really like how this is gonna be.
Yep.
Knowing how like most of the gunny, I feel like especially with the aim assist. Oh my god, I love the aim assist this year because
Really?
when you get close to somebody, there's like basically none.
Yeah,
So
you
you
lose
have-
aim assist
you
a
have
little
to be
bit.
Really?
It's less strong.
I feel like aim assist was the exact same.
I didn't think it was.
No, I thought it was less strong.
You thought it was less?
I don't think it was. Yeah.
I
Up
think
close,
there's
I'm
two
like-
settings. If you didn't change your at home, it's pretty easy to find because usually they put like your. Let's say you're on 6.6, then your ADS sense, you usually lower that probably.
Yeah.
This one was like super hidden on a different page.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still
it was-
didn't find it.
It's
So that
how
will make
you,
it
like,
feel like you have less aim assist because
you know how you
your sense is way faster.
you change your sensitivity of like a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's in the same thing. It's just right. It's like
Oh, it's
hidden.
really
It's hidden.
It's hidden.
Dynamic.
I was wondering the
if you
same
weren't on
thing.
dynamic,
I was on
different
dynamic.
too.
No, I'm telling you, I think up close, you lost a little aim assist. It was just
You
way-
didn't get like the head snap.
You didn't get like the crazy like
you know
you've
how-
seen
They may
clips.
have. I don't know. I felt like it was still
You've
about the
seen
same.
clips where like
I felt
In
like
terms
I
of
had more
characters,
issues
yeah,
where I got
players-
like
players
almost
will
a
literally,
prone block style thing, but it just needs more playtime. There were
Yeah.
plenty of clips of shit looking crazy.
ARs and like
Well,
snipers.
yeah, someone like blue, like face or not blue, or blue, like
Yeah,
a
blue.
keyboarder. He like clip like us watching me,
Yeah.
and like my tracking. I was like,
Yeah.
I was just feeling like the man.
ARs, listen, but
I mean,
SMGs,
like long range SMG, like aim assist feels good. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
up
yeah,
front.
yeah, yeah.
Again, I personally thought that the aim assist was not. I didn't think it changed at all. I thought aim assist was the exact same for me. I still felt like it was broken as fuck.
How I noticed
Really?
it.
Yeah, that's just what I thought.
For me, multi
Bro's
was.
got the good. It's
Yeah, it was
Did you change to that dynamic?
I was on
I'm
that.
not
Oh yeah, I did too. I
I
don't
was
know.
gotta
literally
be
6'6". I didn't change my regular stance, so that's probably why I was getting slammed sometimes. But like when I was going mid fights and I would barrel stuff myself because I would do it a lot.
Yeah.
I barrel stuff and I'm just like, whoa, shit.
I was the same way. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, I gotta cap on.
I got
to this
hammered.
guy. And I was just like, okay. I was like, wait, I just gotta get used to it. But like mid range to like far range, you could still feel like the aim assist.
the pull.
You can know. I think it feels stronger from distance.
It was
Distance.
crazy.
My AR felt stronger, but my SMG up close felt weaker.
worse?
I don't
Okay.
know why. It was
That shit
different.
felt good.
Yeah, I liked it a
Yeah,
lot. Honestly.
which I think is good.
I think going back to the movement, you can, like we kind of said, it's like you can do what you want, but sometimes it's a little constricting. It almost reminded me of, you're probably too young for this, but like Gears of War. You know when you would wall
Yes.
bounce in Gears of War?
Yeah.
It was like a timing thing, and you could really get moving.
Ah.
That's what it reminded me of so much. Like the animation, just the timing. If you fucked it up, you were gonna die. Same thing.
Because that's how, because especially for Gears 4, when I played it so much, like off rip, especially beta, like whenever you would wall bounce, the aim assist wouldn't never hit you until you were like barrel stuff with something.
Yeah.
That's why I love Gears, because wall bouncing was so like
That's
dependent.
crazy.
Yeah, wall bouncing was so like, oh, you move so fast, and I loved it. Like I was farming off of that game, and like I played it so much before Warzone that I hit first in, I was like masters in TDM. I was one of
That's a
the
lot.
first 3 people to do that, and I was just like, this game is amazing. But then they changed it. They changed the aim assist. They changed it for the Lancers. They changed it for the Nashers. And they changed the whole game. And after going into this game, that was the one thing that came to the back of my head. I was like, wow, this feels a lot like that, but only up close. I was like, aim assist up close is like, you have to be skilled for it.
We'll have
like-
some clips easy.
I'm telling you, dude. Like I felt
I could be fake.
the same thing he's saying. I felt.
We'll have those clips. I'm gonna be standing next to a wall. And
But I didn't know if
watching
my
shit move.
what were you running your ADS sensitivity at? Do you know? I never touched it. Okay, so I thought maybe my ADS sensitivity was a little too slow. Because I thought I was on like 6.6, but I was like,
on 0.7.
I said it to
But
my chat.
I play
I was
on
like, maybe
I'm
high
using 6.6,
sensitivity is better
0.85.
in this.
Yeah, that's the same.
I'm on 13.75.
You're on 13,
Oh.
13?
Okay, I was on 6.6.
That's
Oh, no,
not,
6.6.
but that's why you can't listen to my up close fights because they're different than someone on 6.6.
There's different, yeah.
We saw what you did to
Someone on
someone.
6.6 is like, they're like,
Someone-
Hey,
slow.
Chad, you
Yeah.
hear the higher sense, the more aim assist
I
you
don't
get,
know
bro.
about that.
Yeah, man, Jesus.
Like I don't want to like discredit how we're talking about aim assist, because chat probably thinks we're talking about it like a whole different way. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm saying it's actually on a good spot right now. Like
If it's the
I
way,
didn't notice the difference personally.
if it's the way we think it is,
'cause you got-
I think that's a
you
good
got-
thing.
You got a good gunny.
I don't know. You see my
'Cause
control freak, it was flattened out.
Up close
it melted in my
engagements,
plane or
like
something.
keyboard and mouse players have no chance.
show you.
No chance. But if they make it weaker up close for a controller, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, keyboard and mouse, no bullshit. Whenever I fought a
Cooks.
KBM person, they were getting slammed.
Keyboard and mouse, chat. I don't know. Like, I will say this:
Oh my
the
God.
keyboard and mouse. Oh my god, keyboard and mouse. Everybody, Huskers, everybody was saying that keyboard and
That's
mouse
how I
felt
played today.
really bad.
I had plenty of aim assists.
So no, I swear they were again.
Poor guys, they've had such a.
I don't know. Look, I don't know if that had anything to do.
Was that multiplayer as well?
Yes, I don't know if that had anything to do with aim assist being too strong, or if that just like
doesn't feel good.
Tim said it felt bad. Husker said it felt bad. Brett said it felt bad.
All of them said it. There was some kind of input thing.
I was playing with
Yeah.
Kaylee. She's like,
I don't
she's
know
like,
if they
wish
were.
I
I
brought
mean,
my
did they
controller.
were playing
She's-
on their
wasn't
regular
funny
keyboard and mouse or
No.
anything?
So I heard keyboard and mouse too. Keyboard and mouse didn't have a plate bind.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah, I was playing with Tiff.
Oh.
She's like, I can't heal. Like she's playing Apex.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I can't plate. I'm like, bro, put a plate on. She's like, I can't. And then I played with another guy. He's like, he was probably from like EU or something. He's like, what's my plate button? I'm like, bro, I don't know. It's triangle.
One?
It's triangle. He's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm on keyboard. I'm like,
It was
I don't
alpha,
know.
so alpha.
So look, that like again, chat to kind of move on from the discussion. I think play it on Friday. Like I think
Yeah.
it's the same. They think it's less. To be honest, last year I would have put money that it was less. Like I was like, bro, aim assist feels like non-existent. Like not non-existent, but I like. And then maybe I just got used to it and just people were like, oh no, it feels the same. Some people were like, oh yeah, it feels less. Like Shotzi last year said it felt less because I was sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
And then people play it, they're like, no, it doesn't. So honestly, bro, chat, just play it. Like us debating on it is not gonna really do much.
Yeah,
But-
because like them listening to us, we can't describe the game on a pinpoint to the way you guys feel about it. That's why like when everybody's telling me like, oh, is the game chop? I was like, you literally just have to play it. Like, because once you get used to how the game feels,
Yeah.
and how the mechanics and how, because they said it was gonna be the most fluid
Here, so
game there is,
They said in quotes, the most fluid game ever delivered in Call of Duty franchise.
and it is. I mean, when you do animations and stuff like that, there's no like hiccup or anything to it. Like everything's fluid.
And yeah, it's intentional.
But it's not like what we think of fluid. You know, when we think of fluid,
Snappy.
we think,
Again, I think fluid and snappy are
You
two
and I
different
have-
terms.
We have the
Exactly.
same. We have this exact same.
I couldn't.
It is-
I couldn't
it's
get
fluid.
that word.
It's fluid. It's
Yeah.
fluid. Is it snappy?
No.
it can be maybe like look. I think again, Sunday. Let's see what happens. Let's see how we feel Sunday. Right? Maybe we do another podcast on Sunday to kind of go everything and how we feel after 3 days of actually playing the game. We're gonna probably put hours into it this weekend, right? So I think everybody at home on Friday, people might be upset. I feel like there's gonna be a community of people that'll be upset at the way it feels, and then by Sunday, I think people's opinions might change. That's my genuine thoughts because that's how I felt. And people, a lot of you guys got to play it yesterday. I didn't. And you guys all thought it was like, oh, like if it was.
I Sage, like, what do you think?
That's how I feel right now because I didn't get to play it yesterday.
Yeah.
So today I'm playing like, and then
Get more time on it.
I think now you guys have more time playing on it, and so now you guys are like, oh, like I'm learning it, right? I don't feel like I had enough time to learn it. Yesterday my whole setup was chalked. I had to fix it, and then today, like
That didn't make it any better. That also made it not as enjoyable.
So I mean, guys, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're all gonna play it on our setups, overclock controllers, everything, and just feel how it actually is supposed to feel, and then give honest thoughts because we're comparing it to something that we're not used to at home, right?
You don't have to play on console for the first week.
Yeah, which is great. But all right, let's kind of move on. I have a couple notes here. I'm just gonna go over it. This obviously pertains to multiplayer, so let's go over it. So that we said most fluid game ever delivered, faster time to kill than Cold War. Big one. Prioritize gameplay for audio. I don't know how you guys felt. We don't know until we get at home.
Well, the hard part too is these are creators. Half of them are gonna be running dead silence.
Yeah.
Like
True.
what we're doing.
True.
I thought
Like you're not supposed to hear with dead silence.
Yeah, headsets kind of
And then
like
the ambient
there's
noise,
shit going on around you.
I thought-
Soka's yelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we played early, I thought it was better.
I thought the audio was great.
Okay.
I thought the audio was great.
They said
there were times when I really focused that you could. The audio's good.
The parachutes were loud, like
Yeah, the parachutes were
directional, and the
There were
footsteps.
some times where I was like, when you really focus on footstep audio,
I look, guys. I think the headsets were ass.
yeah, you can't ask us. You can't ask us.
I think I want to see Friday because there was times, and even with these horrible headsets, right? I'm like, oh shit, he's next to me. He's to my right, and I'm like, oh, he's right here. Like I know he's near me, but again, everybody's yelling. I couldn't even hear. So I think Friday I'll be able to tell you yes, but they in the pre-brief they really emphasized this is the year where they got rid of the noises that they thought didn't matter, and they kept the noises
Basically.
in that they really wanted to have that mattered in the gameplay.
I will
right?
say though, in the studio when we heard it, when it was like quiet, there's like 10 or 12 of us, you could hear.
Okay, good call.
Yeah, because comparing that to like what we have now with our audio, like, if you take our audio and you use loud and EQ, you hear birds, the winds, and the smokes. And stuff.
Yeah, so I think they got rid of a lot of
It was so bad.
the stuff that I guess people wouldn't really care about when it comes to gameplay, which I think is great. Side note, the game felt very arcadey, and which is I love. It's an arcade shoot. It felt arcadey as fuck. Treyarch, very Treyarch game, right? So we went over this a little bit. Attachments with very little cons, little to no cons. Unlocking stuff is based on weapon type. So if you unlock a red dot for an AR, it unlocks for
only
all
optics.
the ARs.
Optics.
Yeah, optics. Oh, only on optics?
Only on optics.
Oh, okay, never mind. Only on optics. The wildcard system. So let's talk about this real quick. Chat. Wildcard system is coming to Warzone as well, which I think could change things a lot. But for those of y'all who don't know, they're like special bonuses that they give, right? So one of the wild cards is overkill. You can have 2 primary guns. Another one is 8 attachments. Those are kind of the only ones that we gotta use.
the other one was the 4 perks.
Oh yeah, you could have instead
The
of
4
3
perks
perks.
we were talking about earlier.
4 perks. So those are
Agreed, yeah.
those are
Agreed.
different wild cards. I think that's cool. Warzone integrated. I'm curious to see how that
I
plays
think
out.
it's dope, bro.
Yeah, I do think it's dope.
I'm the
too.
type of person.
It depends on which ones we get.
I like variation in Warzone. I like that you can buy your guns, but I also like that you don't have to run overkill. I like that in a custom you pick up someone has cold blooded, someone has resupply, someone has combat scout, someone has ghost. I like that variation, and I think it's dope that people don't run overkill. So it's going to give you an incentive to, if you have to make a play, grab your wild card class.
Yeah.
If you're really going to, like someone like him, you might see someone like him running, the combat strategic with the movement buff because he wants that instead of a secondary.
Yep.
And then he can just buy a secondary.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's going to add variation to the game, which needs to be there because there are people that have a skill level down here to up here. There needs to be something for everyone.
Right.
If you're a less skilled player, you want to run overkill?
I like
overkill.
Because
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go back to Warzone 2. Warzone 2, they were like, we wanted to make a game where like it fit all playstyles.
but it didn't.
It didn't, yeah.
It didn't. It only fit the people that wanted to sit and camp and whatever. It did fit like the faster paced style. This
Feels like that.
feels like there is a playstyle
I
for
agree.
literally
Yeah,
everybody.
everybody.
And that's what you guys already touched on. Like the movement, you don't have to go crazy. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah.
But the leaning and swaying, that is for everybody.
You can. Yes, you can do it.
You
So
can sway and like
again, I really do think Warzone. We'll get into it. I think it's too early to tell. Multiplayer, when I'm getting small hits of dopamine while I'm playing the game, I'm like, that made me feel good. Like,
Yeah,
like
that was
Those
fun.
are maps
yeah,
I played
yeah.
yesterday that didn't pop up today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then they have the map list, there's 16 or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Well,
the
we
video
didn't,
will have a lot.
we really did we didn't get much time to play today. I'll be honest, we did like with streaming and
That's how
stuff.
it always is.
Yeah, I'm playing. I got like 3 games in. Guys like go to face off. I'm like, bro, I just started.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't tell me face off at all.
They
And
told-
then
they made
I
us
played
change,
zero
they made us
face
change.
He
off.
said go to face off. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
Got on face off. He's like, get on zombies. I'm like, man, come on.
Let me get through the list and then we'll kind of continue. So, you can chat with. I think this is super cool. Whenever you get somebody in that like body shield,
Meat shield.
meat shield, yeah, you can do proc chat with them. So so it's
I
gonna
had
be
it off.
not right now, right? But like obviously, but like.
shit, that's why.
That's the plan.
When you do it, chat in Warzone and in multiplayer, you can meet shield them and then you can talk shit
Yeah.
to somebody while you're like, yeah, bitch, like you know what I'm saying, like that's gonna be hilarious.
to add on to that,
Get your
so
boys.
I didn't get to experience it a lot today, but with the meat shield thing, that's the new interrogation. So if you assassinate
Oh.
them, I'm pretty sure if you assassinate them, that's the new interrogation.
There's a few options.
Yeah.
Execute.
So when they get on the
It's a
ground,
quick execute,
Yeah.
execute, and then
Yeah.
something like that.
well, you can release them too.
Yes.
So and when you release
I
them,
didn't see that button.
yeah, when you release
but
them,
yeah.
so we played today. My last game, you saw me do it.
Yeah.
You saw me, I was like, I'm about to put this guy on a meat shield. So I got him on a meat shield, and like I was playing with Kaylee, and Kaylee's like, he's down here. I'm like, well, I can't get down there. I got the meat shield. So she kills him, and she's like, wait, there's still one alive. So I hit L1 and like let go of him, and he was up, like he was alive.
What?
Yeah, he was alive.
'cause you
And
still
then-
count
and I just
as alive.
assassinated him.
Oh.
Yeah. So literally, Hitch got me. So I was the last one up. Aiden and Adrian were dead, but I was still a meat shield, and you could still see the timer going
Yeah,
down.
you're still like alive.
And I was just like, wait, don't kill me yet, don't kill me yet. And then they
That
killed
could
me.
be
I was
meta
like,
for high
damn,
kill
bro.
games, especially
Which-
this last live.
holding people?
You just hold them until
Boost
their
it,
boys
boost
come
it.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know how
That'd be sick.
it could be abused and like
It could. It definitely could.
so like resurgence, you want to die as quick as possible so you have like your timer starting. If people fuck with you, dude,
Oh, you're cooked. Timmy Toucans, Jay Broski, stop.
if they
scoring.
fuck with you, if they
Their stock is
like
up.
they like double tap you and then they like put you mute shield, they let you go.
It'll be few and
then
far
they knock you
between.
again and
That
then
could
pick
be
you up.
busted.
It'll
That
be
could
few and
be
far
Well, it
between.
could be
It'll
so
be
sick.
gimmicky,
Well, it
but
would be so sick.
it
if,
won't be
like,
widely abused. It just won't.
What they should do for stuff like that is like say Mortal Kombat.
'Cause you're pretty
Where, like,
vulnerable.
If you get grabbed, you can spam your buttons and you click off of it.
That would be sick.
So if you
Yo,
can
imagine.
if you
You're
can
like-
shield and then start spamming your R2,
Or you pull your dedicated
and
knife,
then
you're
you
like-
just, shut off. That would be sick. Like what if there's a perk that like you basically a sneak
Well,
attack
it'd be
them
cool if you
back.
could do that where the timer would just, because it's a circle bar,
Yeah.
it would just move faster. If so,
That'd
then
be
you'd
sick.
have the feedback.
Wonder
Like,
if-
shit.
say if you're
Wait,
getting
did
an
anybody-
Did anybody get meat shield today when they had a self?
No.
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 Like imagine if you had a self,
Destroy.
and someone picked you up
I
with a
kill-
meat shield.
Okay,
So let's say I knock you, you have a self.
Yes.
I pick you up in the meat shield.
I did this
You
to
can
the
pop
show.
yourself.
I did it to
and
the
get
show.
out of the meat shield.
so
Only if you had a self, though. Only if you had a self.
yeah, no. So what happened? It was weird because you know when
That's
you self, there's like a
crazy.
timer, and then you can like tap, and it like even
Yeah.
if you let go. So it was weird. I picked up destroy, and he was like almost through his self, and then I got killed, and then when he went to the ground, he just tapped his self once, and he went up. So it was like the timer didn't reset. It didn't reset.
That's interesting.
I think there's gonna be a lot of it's again.
There's a learning stuff too. Plus, there could be oversight where they didn't even think shit like that would happen.
Right.
They didn't think- yeah.
I expect there to be a lot of bugs as it's new systems, right? But so continuing chat, there's theater mode. That's back. Emotes and sprays.
They're
so
fire.
expect
Did you guys
like
do 'em?
yeah, I did.
They are fire.
Expect like that one. There's gonna be third person emotes where you can like
Did you guys do those?
yeah those
There's
are
no
cool.
first person
Yeah.
emotes.
No first person.
No, they're all third person.
So
Wait,
it
what?
takes you back to like
They
the
may
Black
add
Ops.
them later on. I think they didn't say they would, but I would imagine they would be requested. Yeah, all of the emotes are third person. All the sprays are sprays. They're just. Psh.
Wait, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Good to
the
know.
cool thing though is when you do a weapon inspect, that's the only one that's not part of the emote. That is first person. Is a weapon inspect.
Dude.
It actually hides your HUD.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So
Yeah.
like it looks cool. It looks like
Yeah.
like you know.
And they did to touch on that. They did add a delay to emoting, because they don't want people cheesing like peeking. You know what I mean? So like those of you guys that have played other games,
If you
can
commit
always
to an emote, you committed.
you can if you go and do an emote, you're emoting. But you could say you could pop emote quick and you could like third person something. So that's why they added delay. So you guys be like, why is there delay? That's why there's a delay.
It's like going back to the Gears thing. A lot of people used to do it. They would just hide behind a wall because the third person's on the right side.
yeah.
They'll just naturally.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah.
So I think, thank God they added that back. I'm hoping they're doing first person as well. I think that creates for great content. There's probably
great content.
There's probably some crazy stuff that you can buy.
Lucky, like I got in a game with Lucky. He like came up to me. He was like, I was like, type shit. He was like,
Well,
yeah.
That was also fire was the winner circle. So when you like top 3 in the
Yeah,
game,
you
you
get those
could do
emotes
some
there
kind of
too.
emote,
Yeah.
which is like Black Ops 3, I think.
Which is that stuff should be in the game. Like
And
now,
then-
you win the game now, and you just like hit the helicopter, and you're out.
If
Yeah.
they brought that to
Warzone will be fire.
Yeah.
Imagine just like flexing on
Dude,
that.
remember the
Winning
end game lobbies? Like
They'd
you
have
should
to
go cross
expand it with
chat.
CODs.
Oh, dude.
They should bring that back.
Whenever, I think it was in customs though. Or I guess, yeah, it
Warzone
was one of
1.
them. In Warzone 1, at the very end of the lobby, when you wait until like the very end, everybody's talking to everybody at the end and everybody's just shit talking to each
Fucking
other.
cheater.
Yeah.
You know,
It was great content, man. But, so, multiplayer still, there's prestige, or level 1 through 55, 10 prestiges, and then 1,000 levels after you hit prestige with prestige master, 1,000 levels of prestige master. And then there's I guess everything's on there we can talk about, right?
Yeah.
There's a secret reward if you do hit prestige master level 1,000. Who knows what that is? I hope it's something cool. Permanent unlocks are back. Global weapon builds across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. So you know how back in
That was
like,
cool.
I think this is cool. So in multiplayer,
They didn't mean to cut you off. I saw where Lawrence tweeted. They didn't even cover that today.
really,
Yeah, he tweeted like, "Hey, like we forgot. Like they didn't forget, but like, hey, like this is coming to the game. This is big. Like we really think this is cool."
Yeah.
He's like, "I wanted to put this out there before, like you know what I mean."
Right.
It was too late.
So what that means for those who don't know is like in multiplayer, right now you go to multiplayer, you make a class, then you go to Warzone, and it's completely new classes. You have to make separate ones. Now it's all one class system across the board. So
So
I like
it's
that.
kind of like twofold because I think you can still make your armory. They didn't really talk about it, but what will happen is when you go to how when you normally select the weapon and then it has like the first one which is default like base version and
Right.
then it's like bundle and then
Yeah.
your armory ones. Well, what will happen is instead of the base one just being a base one,
Yeah.
it'll be the creative class you made,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was nice because like
and then you can
literally,
just change the one attachment.
I made like 3 classes and I changed them a lot. But then when I would go back to the class, I'd be like, I don't know about this one. I went to the other one and it was already saved. I was
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything.
It's like
It was already
saving like an armory one by default without having you actually save
it by default, yeah.
But if you save them by default, you would still just utilize those.
Right.
That'd
So-
be more when like you're just testing and like, oh, let me go just jump in Warzone, and then oh, my shit's already ready.
Right.
If I just leveled it or whatever.
Yeah. Like I think that's cool. It's those things that you think
The
that
little things.
you never knew that we needed, but we needed it, right?
No, it's not
then-
saying the classes would be the same. When you go to hover over the weapon, it would essentially when you're equipping, let's say the XM4, you built it out, you played it, you leveled it in MP, and then you just go to Warzone. You have your new classes over there. You got to set them up. You just click on the XM4. It'll go, shit, what the fuck did I use in multi? And then you just select it and it'll automatically
There it is.
equip everything you
Right.
have.
Yeah.
It's a convenience factor. It's not an annoyance. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, chat. And then here, now let's kind of transition. I think this is probably, in my opinion, the coolest thing they've done in a while.
Zombies.
So there's,
No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna get into it. That's it. We're gonna wrap up multiplayer, but 4 mastery camos per mode. So 4 mastery camos for multiplayer, 4 mastery camos for zombies, and then for the first time ever, 4 mastery camos for Warzone as well.
Did they show
They
the
did.
zombies in the Warzone today?
They did.
I think they
did?
showed the zombies, not Warzone.
Oh,
They did.
no.
They did show
Yeah,
Warzone?
they showed Warzone.
I didn't see it.
I
I'll look
didn't-
I
back.
want
seen
to
them.
see. I want to see.
I haven't seen
Do you have
them.
your phone?
Camos?
Yeah. So
I for sure saw the multi ones. They're all
The
like
zombie-
iterations
the
of ones we
multi-ones?
had in Cold War, which is good.
I haven't
Like,
seen the
amped up.
zombies.
I
They
haven't- I
didn't
haven't
show
seen
zombies
zombies.
yesterday,
No.
I haven't
right?
seen
Yeah,
zombies.
they did.
They didn't show zombies.
I think they did.
At the meeting.
No, they didn't.
No,
They
it was
did.
only multi.
Bro's tweet.
You probably
There was
remember
more
it
multi.
from what you saw when you played tested or some shit.
No,
Shit.
no.
Oh, you're
The
leaking.
4 we had were the ones. It was just the gold. The
It was gold diamond, gold spear,
And then the purple one. which
And
was
then dark matter.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, that's it.
Yeah, those are all
Right.
basic.
Y'all want to do a live reaction to this?
Let's see.
Chat,
Oh shit! Yeah.
we obviously cannot show you
Well, that
because
looks like a regular. Those aren't leaked.
no.
Oh no, you
I'm
can't
saying like
show.
I can't like
Yeah.
Uh,
Show them. No.
if you guys chat. We're gonna go ahead and look at it, and then editor, if you want to put this video in the thing, or JD, I don't know if you're
Okay,
gonna
so it's like a golden
So
tiger.
gold tiger.
Okay.
Then there's
So these are zombies.
Wait,
King's
that's
Ransom.
King's Ransom?
So
That's
that's
like
the
a casino.
diamond.
wait, no, this is Warzone, I think.
That looks like a casino, like.
Oh, is it?
Type shit.
Catalyst, ooh.
That's like
That
the
was
platinum?
And I think this is the last one about to come out.
Dude, the inspects are so good.
Abyss.
Abyss. What the
Wait, I want to see
Yeah,
it.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
no, they did
What?
it dirty.
Who was in
Which
charge
ones
of
are those?
this?
It says
This is Warzone.
Warzone, okay. So those are all for Warzone, but we don't know which one.
Where's Abyss?
Because the last one doesn't
Was
feel
it like
like.
black and white?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Like Dark Matter, but black and white?
Well, one
Yeah,
thing that they
it's
showed
like-
us in the video yesterday that they
like
had
a
a chance to
marble.
explain is when you fire the mag,
Yeah,
not
you
even
gotta talk
get
about that.
kills,
You gotta talk about
it
that.
modifies the
Yeah.
effect on the gun. Just by firing the weapon, it'll just change organically over time. Not quite as like drastic as the reaction camos that we had, where if you got 5 kills,
Right. Yeah, not
it wasn't-
quite as like, over the top.
But
Yeah,
I can already tell that's gonna happen. Treyarch's
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
gonna do
We're
that.
gonna have some master crafts,
they're
and some
gonna make
crazy
some
shit.
Like the DM Ultra, like the red, the little bit, like the little flakes of red in the DM Ultra,
Yeah.
when you shoot, they would like intensify.
Going
And
crazy.
it would
Yeah.
look sick. It would look cool. They did a good job.
I'll be honest, I thought the Warzone would be cooler.
I personally thought so too. I think the 2 out of those 4 are cool,
Yeah.
but the other ones are like, well, we'll unlock them to get to the next. It
Right.
depends really on what the challenges are, to be fair.
Okay. What are they? I hope they
They
don't make
said,
it too
they,
easy.
they said when you shoot the abyss, it turns light blue.
Oh.
Okay, so it probably has the same effect that
Yeah.
Dark
DM
Matter
Ultra,
does.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
probably like a different color.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
I did hear, side note, since the Pulse Check came out, we have it. I did hear there's a new camo this year, $350.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that too.
Yep. You buy
I
something.
heard it.
That's what
It's
Tim
an
said.
item.
Someone
Tim-
find it.
Tim
Someone's
said-
got to find it for us. We
Wait,
gotta
what do you mean? It's an item?
350?
Just
So,
like
you have to-
you know
you
the
have to buy
Repullze camo you be using?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
so
post
the-
check camo?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what you meant. That's what you meant.
So
you
that
had the bag.
one,
With that one, you had to buy a bag
Yeah.
from the store, and then you got that camo. With this one, it's the same thing, like an
it
item.
could be a luggage,
Wait,
it could
has
be
it came
whatever.
out
We
yet?
don't know what it is yet.
No, I don't know.
It's
I don't
gonna
know.
come out.
That's just what chat was telling me.
Oh shit.
Tim said he was buying it.
Oh, I'm buying that.
Has it came out yet, chat?
The
Or-
Wonder Waffle
Here.
for 350, and you get an electric camo.
Wait,
Oh, it's like buying the ray gun on the website.
that's why there was a I don't know if you keep
The
up with
Wonder
that.
Waffle.
There's like a newsletter for it.
Yeah.
I like collecting that shit, so like,
Yeah.
I signed up for the newsletter.
Wait,
So-
is it out already? I think it's out already. It's
The Wonder
Wait,
Waffle,
no,
comes-
no.
it's $350 to pre-order it. You'll get it whenever, like the ray gun, and it'll be a big ass. And then that's what you get, gold lightning.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
you can get
hey,
it now.
you gotta text Ashley to pre-order that now, man.
I'm getting that.
It's
shit.
it's a gold, chat. It's gold.
Let me
with-
see.
Wonder
Let me see.
Weapon.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's gold with black and blue lightning on that one. You know,
That'll be
damn.
rare.
So you get
There was an email for it. Hold on.
yeah, which is kind of hey.
I have nowhere to put that.
I didn't get an email.
I signed up for the.
Babe, you think I'm trolling? I'm not. Baby, can you go to the Call of Duty website and send it to her?
She says I'll do it right now.
Yeah, please, babe, please.
I didn't get no email.
Oh, you guys are like.
I'm ready for that.
Okay.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So chat, look, now transitioning. I guess I'm gonna let JGod kind of go over this because zombies, right? Moving over to zombies. I'm gonna be honest. Zombies felt like DMZ and zombies combined, but like they tried to make
like DMZ.
that's what it felt like to me. Like it made it round-based DMZ.
No, it's just like Cold War. It's basically like Cold War all
Yeah.
over again, which is good.
It's fire.
I think there are some elements that they changed. The hyper, like the graphics are so much better than what we have
Yeah.
now and what we've had in pretty much any zombies ever. We were playing the map that's supposed to be designed for like newbie players to start off with.
okay. That's the one, right? Yeah.
And
And
that's
that we
why-
were playing Liberty Falls. That's
yeah,
the new
yeah, it's
map?
supposed to be. That's kind of what they said yesterday.
It looks
it's
cool.
easy to learn, hard to master. I played up to round about 21 before I exfilled just to get some B-roll. But yeah, it plays exactly like Cold War. There are a little bit different changes with like how you upgrade stuff and those things because the economy is a little bit different. What you do, what you buy with the essence,
Wait, you got that?
what you damn you already bought it. Yeah, what you buy with the essence, what you use with the salvage to upgrade the weapons, it's a little bit different.
I just
New
know.
perks.
My boy pre-ordered
Oh,
it.
yeah, he's
Snag.
on it instantly.
I just know that
But
shit.
overall, it's
so
I
Cold
just know
War.
that shit.
Overall, it's Cold War
Okay, so I personally
with gobblegums.
I'm
Like,
gonna do it. I'm gonna do the zombies camo grind because I just like camo grinding. But do I like the zombies? Me personally, it didn't feel to me like OG zombies. That's just me.
They don't never
Dude,
feel like that with armor.
The old
True.
shit's way too punishing. You jump
Let me
on that
ask
shit
you.
now, you get swiped by one zombie, it's over.
Do you think round bait do you think there was more what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think there was more like life and content in what we had compared to round based, or do you think what do you
I think what happens is the problem with the big map MWZ that we had now is the content they put out was good. The problem is
it
they
wasn't
had
enough.
a tenth of the budget that they need
Yeah, it
to
wasn't
actually
enough.
support it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do live service like Warzone, update mid-season, update mid-season, update mid-season, random event, update mid-season.
Yeah.
Like even though we feel like this shit's dry, Warzone was like, or Zombies was like mid-season. All right, cool, that's it.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was like, no.
So do you think people get bored with round based?
I think it's both. I think eventually the rumor is next year we're gonna get an outbreak style map, which will be big, but round. It's like a round based big map, which I think is kind of like satisfies both. And the problem is like I like both.
Is
It
that
doesn't
kind of
matter.
like trans-
I think
like
there's
transit?
opportunity. Yeah,
Okay.
transit's a little bit different, but that's supposed to be like a rumor where transit might take you to different spot. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, I like both. I don't mind either. I think Easter eggs are cool, but the replay value on round based, like there's different replay value in it, and Modern Warfare Big Map Zombies has different replay value.
And it just
But they both need
yeah.
to be supported because round base, what we get on day one, same shit for like ever. Like that's the same shit. You can go back on BO1, it's the same shit from when it dropped.
Right.
It never changed. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But at least with the other one, it could evolve and change. But there's no expectation for them ever to change this map. Maybe fix bugs, patch stuff out. We get the mid-season where it does the guided tour, so everyone can do the Easter egg after the
Right.
fact and get like, oh shit, these are actually kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Something quality of life change I like for zombies. Like normally round based or whatever, you go by a door and it's like 1,000. You can pay for like half of it.
You can split it.
Only
can
if you're
split-
broke.
yeah.
Split
Only
the
if
money.
you're broke on it.
Yeah.
You can't go just 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
If the door's 1,000, you can spend the 1,000, or you have to spend the 1,000. But if you have like 500 and the door's 1,000, you could put 500 in, and then like a teammate could come and finish
Yeah.
the whole.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was
that's
sick.
dope. That's dope.
That's
The
awesome.
other
Pick
thing,
and
this
choose
is
it.
big for me. Yeah. If you're playing solos, you can pause.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's how
fire.
it was in Cold War II.
Yeah,
After
fire.
the fact, yeah, they added it in there. You could also do the save state stuff where if like, you know what, fuck, I'm tired, I gotta go to work tomorrow. You just pause the shit, exit, and then you can start it up the next day.
It's dope.
There is criteria though. It's not like it could be really abused. You have to be at full health. So it's not like, oh shit, I'm getting
I'm gonna die.
dashboard.
I'm gonna die.
Right.
No,
Out
no.
of 4.
If you disconnect, it'll auto allow you to reconnect to the same spot. It saves an instance pretty much every round, so you would essentially start back before. So there's a lot of cool quality of life stuff. I think it'll be good once it's figured out. There's all these other things that you'll be able to adjust with loadouts and modifiers on all the perks, upgrades. Like there's a ton of cool stuff.
Right.
Gobblegums is in there. They're free. There'll probably be some currency to buy some shit with them.
Yeah.
But they got to avoid the microtransactions. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. There's 2 maps. One's going to be really hard, dark, punishing, scary as shit. And the other one's like...
Liberty
oh.
Falls and then Terminus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty
We
Falls.
never get to play Terminus.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's...
we
I don't think they trusted enough people to make it look good.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, I'm around 21. I'm like, all right, let's exfil. We went to round 50. One of the
Yeah.
went to round 50. So, but
Yeah.
there were people dying. Like I was walking around like round 9. I was like, nah, they're making this shit look hard.
Yeah, like for me, when they said round base and stuff like that, I was thinking like, oh yeah, story again. Like I was thinking like way back. Of course I shouldn't be because everything's gonna be different now. But I know for a fact like playing the zombies, it's cool, it's chill. It's something that I like to a certain extent. I just know for a fact that playing these zombies is gonna make me reminisce more about the old zombies. Because I enjoy like the story mode. I enjoy doing Easter eggs that then go to the next map and then Easter egg again. That's what I kind of want more for this, which I feel like Treyarch is gonna do that because that's why. Because they gave us a story, didn't they?
Yeah.
For the-
I don't think it's right now. I think they said it comes out like
That's right. It's
the
They said
guided
season something. Season
guided
1.
zombies.
directed mode.
Yeah.
It's a story
Yeah, that's
zombies.
like the spoon-fed Easter egg.
Yeah,
like
story and
after
zombies,
the fact.
guided main quest throughout, and it'll drop in season 1.
Yeah. So season 1 chat, you pretty much get the storyline. For those of you who don't normally do Easter eggs, you can do it now. You don't have to go through like YouTube tutorials. They're gonna show you how.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, honestly, man, zombies for me, I've never been like. I do it for the camos. And I thought last year was okay. Like I was excited for round-based zombies. It does feel a little bit different than what I thought. So
Yeah.
I think the diehard zombies fans are going to be
The
kind of
diehards are
sad.
probably on the same spot as me, kind of like.
I think the Zyre Zombie fans are going to be upset.
Yeah. And I think that
But
maybe
you know what? There's like 12 of them.
Exactly. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like people,
Just like there's diehard COD fans.
Yeah.
There's like I'm using the hyperbole. There's not more than 12.
Right.
But like Warzone, it's like these people. Like most of the audience is new people.
It's like we said. We were talking to devs yesterday. You can't please everybody.
Oh,
like some
yeah.
people want, like people bitch about round base. We got round base back now. People are gonna bitch. They want the story back.
Oh, yeah.
But they want open world back. Like you can't please everybody. I just think the simple fact of zombies is there's more fun things to do in the game besides play zombies. In my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
There just is.
Yeah.
And back in the day, there wasn't. Back in
Right.
the day, we played multiplayer,
Just multiplayer for
or you
a
were up with
while.
your boys playing zombies.
Yeah.
You didn't
That's
have
it.
Warzone.
No.
Now we have Warzone. Now we have different things to do. Like you just.
Yeah, well, it's even
Unfortunately,
like when you're in the chat. Like how many people haven't even played BO4 in the chat right now?
Exactly.
I bet you it's a lot of people.
Exactly.
I'll be like, no way, no, no.
Well, we're like quoting like this is a Black Ops game, this is a Treyarch game, or like the optics
The
are
only
kind of
one they
similar
played is
to
Cold War.
And
Yeah, like-
some people like they're acting like a fucking like unk right now. Like they didn't even play the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They didn't.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, a lot of our first, probably all of our first games is like COD 4 or something.
COD 4, yeah.
Mine's COD 4.
Yeah.
Like playing going from the old Black Opses. I'm talking about like the Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Reminded me so much of this Black Ops. Black Ops 4,
I agree.
when I played it, I was like, man, this didn't feel like Black Ops. So then playing this, I'm just like, this feels nice. This feels like.
I like it. It's gonna be better. Probably connections. Playing solo. I hate fucking interacting with anyone in the game when I'm playing zombies. Dumbest shit ever. Like, bro, stay the fuck away from me.
Dude. Well, look, chat.
Or you can play
Zombies.
quads, which is cool because we were restricted to trios. That's a big change too.
For what? Oh, for.
Because all the zombies up until now, you can play quads.
Right.
MWZ went to trios.
Because
now you go back
of,
to
yeah,
quads.
yeah. Wait, really?
So-
It was trios?
Yeah.
Well, the camo's not worth $350. Duh. It's like you can buy the ray gun right now for $400. You can get a fucking camo. You're buying the ray gun. They're buying the fucking wonder weapon, bro.
So you get a Wonder
It's a
Waffle.
pro- it's a
You
prop.
basic-
It's a
yeah,
prop.
you
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
basically what Hector has at the Amax, think of it as a Wonder Waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes with the camo.
With a camo to like
And then
incentivize
he gets a bonus
you.
camo. But he could have bought it like fucking a month from now and there's no camo. And it's like.
It's also a write-off. So
Yeah.
Well, look, chat, to kind of wrap up zombies, because we haven't even got into Warzone yet. I'm not really too excited. I'm going to do it for the camos. After that, it is what it is, right? But now, let's get into the main topic that everyone wants to talk about. I think it's the most controversial, and that is Warzone, right? Again, I'm in a weird spot right now with how to really critique Warzone, because Warzone is in its alpha stages, but for whatever reason, I normally I'm really good about pinpointing, okay, it feels weird here. It just felt super clunky, right? Like, it reminded me of how clunky Warzone 2 felt, but not Warzone 2.
oh, God.
Right? And that's such to
There's
say.
no way. Bro.
I'll be honest.
Your
I told-
controller was broken. We
I
need
told
to
the
check
devs
that
this.
shit
I told the
out.
devs that. To me, it felt really clunky. Diaz said the same thing. I rated Warzone 5 out of 10. Like, off rip. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe we had completely different experiences. I personally thought Warzone was really bad today. Again, it is an alpha, so I'm trying to be optimistic. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, I felt very restricted. Diaz made a good statement. I was like, oh, that kind of like hits the nail right on the head. He said he felt like he expected to not be able to play it and run for whatever reason. That's where his brain automatically went to.
Oh, yeah.
And
That makes sense.
I don't know what it is of why. Even the desert. Wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
I was sprinting and reloading, and I know what you mean. I was like, oh, you can still do that.
Yeah,
So I know what you mean.
something
Even though that should be standard.
felt weird.
Yeah.
And so for me,
I get that.
You
5 out
guys
of
sound
10.
like you're in an abusive relationship.
Literally, that's what it felt like. Because honestly,
They're like, bro, I
there
thought it
was
was
a
gonna
time-
be so bad.
there was a time that I was fighting and plating, and I was like,
Bro.
wait, I can plate. I don't have to hold Y again. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god. Because at the same time,
But those sounds like good things. It's
you-
like we
yeah.
still got what we got.
because
Yeah.
you can dive and plate now, and I was doing that. And I was
wait,
like,
dive and play now?
You can
Yes.
dive. And
Shit.
So think
You
of
can
all
dive
the
and
stuff
reload.
you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's
You
really
do-
gonna
yeah.
be like
You can do like
really
anything.
nice.
So like I think it's gonna be one of those things where as you play more, it's gonna feel better, right? For me, it definitely just felt clunky. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure we all have different opinions, right? I mean, we'll go this way, Ryda. What kind of Warzone specifically? I rated a 5 out of 10. Like right now, again, it is alpha, so I do expect that number to jump up once the game actually comes out. And again, we're not on our setups, we're not on overclock controllers.
Yeah.
There's
It's
delays.
only going to get better when you get home.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. Let me put it that way. I don't know. I'm with you. Like, I was talking to him about Warzone. I was telling my wife about Warzone. Warzone just feels different for some reason. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's a different game. I know, but it just doesn't feel like. I don't know. The something, like you guys said, something is different. Something's off. Obviously, it's a different game. But overall, once I played and Ebatez watched me play, I mean, I was having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie. It was fun. I think the gunplay was fun. The map, I enjoy the map. I think it's open in quite a few spots. Other than that, the color palette of the map is horrible. in my opinion.
Yeah.
Our best color palette we've ever had was Vaughn Park, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah, at least there's
we
some
need
blue.
that back. I love I love the Rust, type vibe because it is Treyarch, and I think it's cool. But I think you have to place, you have to play something. You want to play something that looks good. Ashika Island looked horrible, that caused it to be depressing.
Right.
I
It
mean,
literally
Vaughn
looked like
looks
a
cool.
80s
Rebirth,
thing.
like when we get different rebirth lightings, some people are like, "Well, this looks dope. This looks terrible." They
Yeah.
would rather play this. So I think a color palette change would definitely help. But overall, back to the, I want to go on a rant. Back to what I was saying earlier. You can't please everybody, and I saw a lot of shit on Twitter today, like about the map, how the map sucks. Like, you guys haven't played it yet. Like, we never would have got Al Mazrah if we never got a new map.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we need to get over Rebirth Island. I understand you guys didn't get a big map. That does suck. But, like, let's keep it moving. Like, the map, let's have fun. Let's play the game. Let's make it, and we should critique about the map. We should critique about Warzone. But at the end of the day, like, if you don't like it, don't play.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had fun today. I think there could be some changes, and I think they will make the changes. It is an alpha. And I think when we get the game, and whenever we're going to get it, when is it going to be? December?
December. Warzone?
Yeah.
I don't think they announced.
Okay.
Warzone.
So maybe we get it in December. I think by the time we do get it, I think it will be fun. I think when you add in the movement with all the perks and everything, I think it's going to be dope. I think it's going to be a good time.
That's a big thing with.
We didn't have any of that today.
Yeah, we didn't have perks today. We did, but we didn't even know what perks we had.
We couldn't build guns. Like,
couldn't build
I couldn't
movement
turn
metas,
parachute
like-
auto deploy off.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
that makes it feel
Yeah.
terrible as well. I mean, that reminds me of because, to be honest with you guys, since Warzone 2, our parachuting mechanics, I'll be honest, are horrible. They're terrible compared to Warzone 1.
Right.
So,
So much
like,
slower.
imagine if you have parachute auto deploy on when you're used to, like quick diving and grabbing
Diving to the ground,
and
yeah.
mantling a roof. Now it feels terrible. It feels sluggish because you can't, cut your shoot. So I think if we give it time, you get home, like, I think on my setup, it would have been fire.
Yeah,
I really do.
That's it. Just keep that in mind.
You're not on your own setup.
We're judging. Our default is 4090s. 1440p,
OLED monitor.
OLED monitors, like zero, like response time,
Headset,
crazy
yeah.
headset. Like, everything's perfect, right? And that's what we're comparing it to, right? So like, even if we do Warzone, Modern Warfare 3 right now, right? We're at Warzone now, and we go play the exact same game on this setup, it's gonna feel like shit because
agree.
it's just different. So. Again, Friday for me is when I would like to do a podcast next week and just go before and after, like from next to now, how do we feel? Because we won't be able to do that to Warzone, obviously. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. I think maybe once we get all the perks aligned and we get all these movement buffs, all that stuff, it might feel good. For me personally, I'm just gonna give my honest thoughts right now. I was kind of like a little let down, but at the same time, I
It
wasn't.
seems like it's always like that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like every single Warzone integrate or Warzone Next, I've always been feeling it doesn't feel too good, But I think hopefully when the game launches, it's good. And then I think once the game launches and Warzone actually drops, we'll be able to okay, this is either shit or this is good, and then play it from there. If you want to play it, you play it. If you don't, no, right? Ethan, go ahead, man. Tell me.
All right. I personally liked it. I would say, if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to say a 7 or 8 out of 10. And I'm going to split it, the reason I'm going to explain it, I'm going to split this, the gameplay and the map. What we played and, what the game is. Okay, negatives on the gameplay. Kind of like I was explaining earlier. Some movements, when you're moving, it feels super smooth. But when you stop moving, it's hard to get back into that movement again. So, if you're sprinting and then you stop sprinting, to, get back into that sprint feels a little... you have to work for it, which I don't like. And if you're sliding and then you're doing your thing, and then if you stop to get back to the slide, it just feels heavy, a little bit, which is, I don't think a great thing, but it's not horrible. But the movements themselves, kind of you're explaining this, super good, super smooth. I like. That's fine. I think the gunplay felt great for me. The map. Okay, the map. We've talked about the colors. I think they know that. The colors need to like be a little bit more vibrant. 2, I think the POIs, especially for Area 99, they're not very distinctive. Like, a lot of it feels the same. A lot of the gunfights feel pretty similar, which isn't there's not a lot of verticality, which I think is a good thing. There is some. You can go up and down, but to the extent of, like, all the POIs kind of feel the same. They feel the same. And it doesn't feel different fighting in different places. Like, Vondel, the POIs are amazing. You go to Mall versus Castle, they're so different. You go to Mall versus, like, Stadium, they're so different. The gunfights are different. The engagements are different. You have to play it different. Like, there's identity for each POI. Like, oh, I'm going to go to Mall because I want money.
I like that, yeah.
I want to go to Mall because I want money. I want to go to Stadium because there's chests in the middle. It's open. It's like a paintball. Like, it's so different. Mm-hmm. So, and then last, which I liked, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's no vehicles on the Resurgence.
Right.
Which I liked. I thought that was fine.
To cut you up, back to what I said, we never would have got Vondel. Like, if they didn't force us to play Vondel, we would all still be playing Rebirth Island and never knew how good Vondel was.
I love Vondel.
That's my point. You know what I mean? So, like,
I know it got a lot of hate because of the stairs and everything, but Vondel, as far as a POI and like 72 players.
72 players
dude,
is so fire.
We won a game today in the second circle. Yeah. But maybe it's with other streamers, but 45 players, to me, I was like, bro, this
People leave too. In the match.
Okay. So I'll cut us some slack. So I'll wait for
smaller map than a little bit smaller than Rebirth Island, they said.
I thought 45 players, like maybe try 52 and just see.
Yeah, I think that those are experiments they should make.
72 on Vondel, sure. At least for me, I loved. And again, the POIs, man.
I don't think 72 would work on this
map. It
felt
though. So different. Every POI felt different. And I think that's so important, identity.
I will say, like, Pods. Pods is wild.
Pods is sick.
That's what we
Angles. Pods is sick.
Pods was fire.
But those they're like very pastel colory. Like it's like very like
they can be vibrant. They can be
so vibrant. And you're like you see the red pod. You're like yo like that's
fucking
red pod.
The operators we have in Warzone, Wubs, pink, green, brown, and purple.
Yes.
Imagine they were that color.
Yes.
Like how
like
vibrant that
Teletubby.
Yeah, it would be so fire.
So
Pods is sick, Chad.
But the movement around Pods is so fucking dope. Like someone like him or like Adrian and Pods. It would be wicked.
I by the way, we'll keep going one by one. I just want to add to this. I think the map, and I don't really like Resurgence. It's cool. It doesn't get me dope, but I actually fuck with this map. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's good. It's good.
That was cool.
There's just like I feel like my critique is like very little things, like the vibrancy, and then like the POI. Just give it some distinction. Maybe they're trying to add to a story. Maybe they're like bringing Nuketown back somewhere in the map because I know there's a bunch of houses everywhere. Mm-hmm. So maybe like Nuketown comes to Area 99 and like there's a storyline there, but.
Which you could kind of see from the trailer, like the mannequins,
the
reactor, so you can kind of get that, like from where you're going, like
the map is fire though. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and I like it's nothing like we've ever had. It's very horizontal, and like fortunes, there's like holes,
which is crazy. Yeah.
It's great. It's like very just.
It's a little deceptive too because there's the whole underground.
Yeah, there's an underground, but it's very intentional. It's not like forced. It's not like Fortune's Keeper. There's this giant fucking hole in the. Sorry.
The underground area is like. On Urzikstan, like with the ditches. That's kind of what the underground
is. It's intentional.
Like,
it's very intentional.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm using the restroom quick.
Okay. Talk to me, Sage. General thoughts on it.
I mean, when I first played it, the first map was we jumped 71, so I couldn't really go off of that.
IDC.
But playing throughout the time, keep in mind, I'm not Ryda. I'm not a Resurgence. I love big map. I love all right, rotate here, rotate there. I love building up momentum and then later on finishing it. And I hate dying and spawning because that ruins my head.
Absolutely.
But playing it, the map looks nice. The middle of the map, of course, it has the top of this, but that top tower. I feel like that's great because what does freaking Urzikstan have? That there's nothing. It's dirt. So it's playing this and then going and you can see all the POIs. Every single POI has their top spot. There's some spots that the floating house. The floating house has 2 zip lines, so it's not hard to get into the building. At the same time, the whole building is wall bangable, so nobody's gonna be able to camp.
You can cheese it.
Exactly. At the same time, it was the ground loop perks. We're not talking about that. The ground loop perks that you pick them up and then you have it stowed in.
True. We're gonna get into that. Have that here.
I felt like that was amazing because then you pick up the tracker and it comes with Combat Scout. I think is broken. But it
felt like it had a delay though. It wasn't
because they changed pings.
For sure. Yep.
They changed pings so now they're lower. Now it's a 2 second. So you ping and then
pings got nerfed.
Not pings,
Which is I don't mind that.
I love it.
I agree.
0 to 10. What would you give it?
How I felt throughout the whole day, I gave it like a 7 at first, but then the more I played it, my dope got lost, so I gave it like a 6.5.
It went down.
It went down.
Okay.
That could be because you're like respawning.
Yeah, that's
I think it's just. I think it's just resurgence.
But, like,
Imagine like imagine you had a custom loadout. It would be so much.
If I had a custom, I'm running because I found out about the commando class,
Yeah.
which you have a fast gun, and I was just shooting dive, and I was breaking down teams like nothing.
He's gonna get mixed.
And I was like, dude, especially on pods, I was mantling and then diving to the
Pods
next
is fun,
pod.
yeah.
You can dive all the way
Yeah.
to the ground. You
Yeah.
won't die.
And then you dive all the way to the ground and take the zip line inside the pod, go all the way back to the top, and
He's
dive
gassing
again.
it back up to a 7. You hear it?
No, that's when I get more like when I feel free is when I love the game, because I hate feeling restricted to do so much, because then that ruins my skill based. Like I hate playing a game with less skill based.
Real quick question. I didn't mean to cut you off. Snipers, are they one hit at all ranges?
Yes. I don't know.
I was getting the shit sniped out of me.
Yeah. People don't realize shit.
Isaac, Lula, and Bread.
I challenged a lot of them just to like fuck around.
See?
You get taps because the TTK isn't crazy fast.
Yeah.
At least not with like a meta build, like we would be able to shoot straight.
Right.
We just didn't hear anything about that. I know it is alpha. We just didn't hear if snipers were
I didn't hear anything about
I assume they'll be one shot,
One of the French
but-
people, he was sniping and he's MK. He was doming me out.
No,
like this.
I was getting
like,
slammed.
yeah, dude, I was
Bro, Jack, who knows about that? But I will say there was so many snipers in ground loot. Side note, just wanted to throw it out there. But okay, all right.
Yeah, I think like all in all, like on a good, like if I were to play it again and actually like
Smokes
take it
got nerfed
serious
too?
and stuff like that, I'd probably say 7.
Okay.
But the mechanics and stuff like that, like he was saying, the build up to do stuff, I feel like they can work on that. At the same time, like that's why I was saying, like, what if they took off tac sprint and just left the regular thing, because then that helps you move a lot simpler. Like, you know, if you want to move right, you don't have to wait, or left, you don't have to wait for the tac sprint. Yeah.
You don't have to wait for the tax
Dude,
to dive.
No, like, yeah, you do.
You do.
You do.
A little bit.
You have to build momentum.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
something.
just enough speed.
That's
Yeah.
something that's so
But the
important.
tax sprint doesn't have to go off. If you're in full sprint, you can still.
People don't
Yeah,
realize like
yeah.
that's why
I
hybrid.
think there's-
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think there's two.
I see what
I'm
you're
not sure. I think there's 2 different dives. I'm not kidding. There's a dive for when you're sprinting and a dive for when you're tac sprinting.
I think you're right.
There's one that you dive like if you're sprinting and then you just dive normal.
Yeah.
But then there's another one where when you dive in tac sprint, you like go like it's like a weird like double animation.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 separate ones.
I think people
That's what I'm saying.
forget-
you don't have to have the one.
Right,
yeah,
right,
but they're different. Yeah.
Dolphin
the
dive.
thing-
Oh, sorry. No.
Because the good thing about the diving is the divings are, I feel like you go higher now. Well, obviously because of the shooting.
I think it
but-
assists you. I think
Yeah,
it assists. Like, so if you
because-
dive through a window, you know, like
It'll
how,
launch.
how we
Exactly.
play now, you get like block or stuck on the window frame.
There's no shotsy dive.
Yeah.
You're
It will
very
project you over the
Like-
obstacle.
Well,
That's
that
why-
was
that's
the
why I like it now.
whole point of the original part where they said contextual dive.
Yep.
Where it'll automatically adjust to the environment. So if you jump above water, it'll do a
Yep.
coordinated dive
Oh,
instead
dude.
of instead of a belly flop.
The water dive is fire.
Yeah, it is.
That
Tried it?
in the pool on multiplayer, bro. When you're jumping out of the water, you are fully like you have full control. Like there's no like, it's not clunky. It's so smooth.
Yeah, me and
So
Shotzi
smooth.
talked about it, and we were just like, bro, how the fuck do you do this shit? Because me and him were literally talking about all the movement stuff, and then when we were talking about the water, he was like, dude, this shit's fucking hard as fuck. I was like, dude, I don't know how to do it. He's like, did you have your gun out? I was like, yeah. He was like, I think it's a pistol.
I was like
"Dude, I don't
stimming
know."
it. I was getting shot. I'd like stim in the water and I jump out, kill the guy. Like it was like very quick.
Okay.
Very
I mean, again, I think what we know now is going to be very different than what we know even on Sunday again
Yeah.
when everybody plays at home. But JGod, let's hear what you got to say, man. What's your thoughts on the game?
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny listening only because like I feel like some of the feedback sounds harsher than it probably should be just because like the abuse Warzone 2 did. Because I feel like they literally gave us everything we wanted in Warzone 1.
Okay.
We got less visual recoil. We got the 6 plate by default. We get 12 with the satchel. We used to get 8 before. Ammo, we could never hold more ammo. Now we get this ammo thing.
You can hold both of them at the same
No
time.
more
too.
backpack bullshit. Stims are buffed. Smokes are nerfed. All the movement shit he's gassing up at the same time. It's like, bro.
Yeah, that's from like a me.
And it's
POV.
like, that's just day one though, like 3 hours in. So I think they basically gave us pretty much everything we want. Obviously on a rebirth map. Too bad we didn't get big map. At least we're going to get a game that hopefully is good when it comes out. We didn't get like 90% of the perk. We get variety of perks where you can pick any 3 you want.
Right.
We've been asking for that shit forever. So now like,
and the specialist thing, whatever you get from the team
the
perks.
overkill or the wild card is gonna be crazy. The maps, luckily, like in my case in Ebatez, there was about 10 of us that played Area 99 2 weeks ago, so we got like chance to like think about our thoughts.
Right.
And we already gave feedback. That is some of the feedback that we already have here. But like the color shit, they're already like, oh, we're on it.
They're already on
We're
top
gonna
of
do
it.
a season 1 map's gonna have more color. We'll see if that's the case. Hopefully they actually give us a trailer so it'll be like overgassed again.
We heard that in the briefing yesterday too. Before we
Yeah.
played, when they did the PowerPoint, they were like, "We know like the colors are a little dull, like it's alpha." Like they already know before we even played today.
Right.
They already said it.
So I think the whole underground is way better than we had in
Then like Ashika.
Ashika, Vondel.
Even Vondel, yeah.
Any map we had, this is the best underground environment we've had.
I agree.
It actually seems like it's intentional. Like they said, let's design this shit like right.
Yeah.
And
But when I asked him, I said, "Is there water?"
yep.
He's like, "No." And then I watched the trailer. There's like under reactor. There's
Just like a puddle.
I'm like, "Wait, is that water swimmable?" He's like, "Nah."
It's
You can get like shocked. You get shocked by it or something.
That's
Yeah.
fire though.
That's crazy.
I think also they were very deliberate with the map design, which I think through like more reps, I think people will see this. Like you have to overchow a lot of times because like if you have a high ground, you have to overchow. If
You have to
want
give
shoot.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good balance. Like
it is.
not like some of the shit where it's like, haha, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit you. There are still head glitches.
Like
but-
Vondel,
Yeah.
everything's a head glitch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
and it's trash.
yeah.
Because that part
For
of
that
it,
exact
there's
reason.
like the
Yeah.
stairs, it's not the same shit.
Yeah.
Like the map is really good.
I like the
It's
map.
good.
I think the map's really good. It plays pacing, feels like Rebirth. Even when we played early, I think Nixta dropped like 21 in the
Yeah.
non all COD lifers lobby. So I think it was pretty good overall. I would say it's probably around an 8. I think once it's all
I'm on
finalized,
par
it could be
with
like 8.5, maybe even higher because they literally given us everything we want. And the visual that we had and the recoil, the velocity, the ranges, all that, that's was like their default
Yeah.
trash, like
There's a
default
lot to
loadout.
grow into.
Yeah.
What's to come could be insane.
And there's like quality of life shit that like,
We haven't even talked about.
bro, the list is
Yeah, I
crazy.
agree.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, I have everything here ready.
Oh yeah. I
Before we get into everything, just 0 to 10. So we.
I said 8. 8.
8. Oh
We
shit.
did.
Yeah,
We didn't get-
I think it,
We didn't get right.
bro, like what did
Yeah,
you
right.
rate? What did you rate
What'd you
Warzone
say?
2?
Mine would be like an 8.
Oh, like a 2
Okay, his
For what?
his grading scale starts way.
Like for what?
for Warzone 2.
Oh, Warzone 2.
I give that shit a 2.
Oh, I thought you said 10.
You said
I was
what, 5?
like,
You said 5?
5 today.
Five's harsh, I think.
that is harsh.
I don't know. It just felt clunky.
It does feel clunky at times.
That's
but
it. Like
You haven't played the game in 4 months.
Bruh.
that's not true.
You might be rusty.
That's not true.
Might
What
be
are
a
you
little
talking
rusty.
about?
I mean, like,
I was vibing.
Pops, you might be getting old.
I mean, I was going like 3 games.
did you have like? Did you have
I top fragged in one of them.
I
Like,
had
Yeah,
a good
Biffle.
point.
I top fragged in one of them.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
L2R2, you know?
you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just
Yeah, I was having fun. I think it was an 8.
Like, I'm not saying like it's.
Are we talking about the
I
whole game or just Warzone?
My expectations and the way I'm rating it, like I'm going to be. I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, it's great. Like, I'm going to be like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you my honest thoughts and
Like harsh.
harsh reality. Like
Yeah.
Warzone 2 was shit,
Yeah.
and when we played it, I said it was shit.
Yeah.
Like it was horrible. We told.
What do you
everybody-
think Warzone 3's at right now?
Right now?
Pretty good.
I think Warzone 3 is good. I don't think it's bad at all. I think like if I had to give it a number, I'd say like 8.
Yeah,
I would say like it's a pretty good year.
I agree.
I wouldn't say it's a bad year. I wouldn't say it's a perfect
You put
year.
Warzone 3 at an 8 with backpacks, all the nonsense.
Yeah.
And
And right
this
and
is a 5?
yeah. That's my genuine first impression.
I feel like that's a big gap.
The game we have right now is good.
I personally
I
think
know,
this
I
game's
think
pretty
this
good.
current one we have right now is good. But I feel like that's such a big
Okay,
gap.
again, you have to remember, when I'm thinking of Warzone 3, I'm at my setup, 0 millisecond response time, no delays. I'm comfortable. What I'm playing
You're
now,
also used to it. You're also used to it.
yeah. What I'm playing now is completely different.
But this will play way different though when you're used to it.
Exactly.
Like when we
exactly.
talk about the movement, when you are comfortable in the movement, this will play way different.
Yes,
You get the
that's what I'm trying
timing
to like.
Yeah.
That's, and that's,
gonna play
literally the
way
same thing
different.
I
I
was
said
saying
that
every time.
at the start of the stream. I said, look, it's going to be different. How I feel now is probably going to be different how I feel Sunday when I play 24 hours of the game. Like it's going to be completely different. Like, but you want my genuine thoughts right now? That's my genuine thoughts, right? But again, it's okay to change your opinion.
And I think you're going to get a different answer from a lot of people.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
JGod now said 8. He said 7. Would you say 8?
I said 7 to 8.
You said 5.
Yeah.
I'm sure Diaz will probably say 5. Probably.
Diaz said like, yeah. Diaz
I'm
said
sure like
4 or
someone like
5.
Redman and Lula, I'm sure they would probably say like 4, 3.
Yeah.
Husker's probably the same way. You know what I mean?
Amos
So you're
is-
going to get it for everyone.
Amos
Yeah.
is getting negative.
Which I don't think that's a bad thing
No,
for
it's not.
everybody to
It's
feel
not.
different about it, right? Like I'm not. gonna sit here and say it's fucking amazing if I genuinely don't think it's amazing.
Well, the truth is, if everybody said the same thing, we would have no improvement.
Exactly.
Again, you have to also remember these two have had more time on the game than anybody in that whole entire venue. They've played all of yesterday. They played the game early. They played even before that early. They have the most time, so they probably know a lot of the
I'm already Prestige 2.
They got more time on this map than you do on Warzone 3.
type shit.
So hey, you know what? Low-key, I might have more playtime than I'm just saying.
So I think these are all things to keep in mind. And again, like I'm more than 90% sure I'm going to change my opinion on Sunday. Like once you learn the cheese, once I'm like, okay, like now I'm getting dope because I know the movement. But there is a learning curve. It's a new movement system, right?
Because
like,
when people start to find out what me and Ryda have been doing with that stuff,
They're gonna be having fun. They're not gonna die.
They're not gonna die. It's so broken.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I dude, Stadium was trying shit out, and I didn't even shoot. I was just looking at him. I was watching him like kill people. He was literally like
Like a master at work.
yeah, like went crazy.
It's when you sprint left and then you do that drop back, your character literally like sprints and then sits, and then if you go forward, you go up. It's like this crazy like dude, it's insane.
Bro.
Like your
So
body's
once they
literally
figure it
like
out-
flexible. That's how.
Yeah,
crazy
your body
it is.
literally is like a worm, and it just like
Shit. I mean, look, I think there's gonna be cheese. Like, if you thought the popcorn drop shot was crazy,
I think
I'm
it's gonna be
telling you,
harder to do than that
Aiden,
too.
Sage, Vaughn, like Adrian.
me.
Because the drop shot didn't feel
Zyro.
good, I don't think.
No,
But
the drop
I
shot
think
is
they're
like-
forcing you to do the dive.
Yeah.
So it'll be different.
Like
Because that's what I was doing.
Repullze,
I would go ahead. I would.
Hector.
I would
JGod.
Fuck.
You know?
I would slide and then jump and then press B again to slide the other way. Like I was already trying to find my little
Right.
cheesy spots, but at the same time, I just hold back on my stick right after that second slide, and I'm prone. Like it's broken. Like there's a lot of stuff that you could do that people.
Hey,
are
the
just
firing
not-
range is gonna be gas though.
Oh, I
haven't seen it.
Well, it was on the slide.
It
I was kind of disappointed.
You
with
saw
that.
it?
No, but the list on
Well,
it
they
is
did
just
show a little
crazy.
picture. What-
Yeah, I didn't like that.
So-
I was disappointed. Like we didn't.
No,
have
you
it.
couldn't. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is cool. This is cool.
So firing range, they added the stats on the top left, right? So and then Warzone to you'll have default Warzone perks. So like if you put on like sleight of hand
So
or
it won't be
whatever.
how you have now. How it
so
is
right
now.
now, if you slide, you have tat stance, but we don't have that in Warzone because it's doing the multiplayer firing range.
But it also will cancel your reload as well because you
Yeah.
don't have this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
got
if you put on
gloves.
sleight of hand, you can see how fast
Exactly.
the reload is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. Hold on.
Firing range.
The firing range right now when you go in
Yeah.
and you reload, it's like base reload without perks.
It's like reload.
Right,
Right.
whatever your perks are, it'll be in the firing range. So you can actually test in the firing range.
You can like
Oh,
reload
that's
while
fire
you're
as
spraying.
fuck.
Yeah.
So
The dummies are going to respawn faster, so it's not like that long ass
The way
delay.
it
Right.
They'll be plated by default with the values.
Was
like
this on
supposed to-
our slide?
Yes.
It was in the briefing.
Yep.
wait a minute.
This?
I'm not
Yes.
for that. I don't know about that.
It's when
Yes.
it was when Teddy
Here-
walked
here's
up
the
and said it, and he
screen
was
of-
like, "There's too much for me to say."
That
so
might be why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it kind of
And
small? Was it kind
the
of small?
weapon
No, it's
detail
a lot.
specific stats. So if you
It
shoot a
was
body
small,
part,
it was
it'll.
a lot of stuff.
Oh shit! Hold on. I might need that.
Because remember what he did? Remember what he did last year, Ted? He was like saying everything so fast.
Right.
He could have said it this time, but there was
So
like,
look,
a lot. Of stuff.
here's a picture of the firing range.
Wait, that's actually fire.
Yes, that was the picture.
So
Yeah,
fire
that's
range
what-
is gonna
that's what I was
be
saying. Did you not see that?
way more detailed.
No.
Wait, that died?
It looks nice.
I think Joe was like stroking my
It literally just died. Okay. That way. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be just better. It's gonna have the damage spot, so you can really feel like how
Which
the
is
gun
good. It needs
is.
that.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna do the same thing as last time, isn't it? Isn't it actually like targets?
No, these look like. I mean, the targets were targets. They're just body dummies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's just hope we get the right health.
Yeah. I told them that
This time.
specifically. I was like,
We
the
need
snipers
that
don't
bad.
even one shot the
Yes.
right way.
We need that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
There'll be times that you're shooting at
And
one of the
people don't know
dummies.
that. People don't know
and it
that.
just
Chat's
doesn't-
like-
the other
It's
one
like
you didn't
whatever.
talk about too. You know, you can pick up a self while you're down.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was
Chet.
gonna say that.
Wait,
You
what?
could be. You
I
could be
didn't hear
down.
about
You
that.
could be down. Yeah, that was the
You guys.
That you could be down.
We were doing something. What were we doing? What were we
Playing
doing?
with your beatles, bro. and then so you could be down. And let's say they leave you, and you can go crawl around
To a self.
and try to find a self, or like if you see one, you can go crawl.
Can
to
you
it,
open a crate?
pick
while
it
you're
up.
done?
Nah, I doubt it.
That would
Well,
be
it
insane.
could also be like, let's say you were in a gunfight and you trade, and then your teammate's like working, but the other guy had the self, so like
It's like-
your teammate could thirst him, and then
You
you
can
can just
snag
go
the
get the
self.
self and come back
Bro,
up.
it's like think about comp. You're in a 3v3.
Shit.
You get killed. Your teammate gets a trade. You see a cell phone on the floor.
Pick it up, cell
Your
phone.
teammate
Also, if
just
you're
playing his
down-
life now.
You're down. You're not going to trigger high alert,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great quality of life change.
and they
Wow.
nerfed high alert but buffed it at the same time.
In what way?
Yes.
So if you didn't have, I don't know if you saw high alert. Did you use it?
I had something.
I had it.
Special.
So now it's not going to tell you left or right.
Enemy looking
It'll
at
just
you.
be both. An enemy in the area. So that's a
Yeah.
prox enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
So it won't. You know how normally right now if they're on your right, it'll
It'll
be
give you like orange on your right.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just
Like you're
somebody's
just getting
looking
looked
at
at.
you,
Oh.
and
So-
it only works on ADS.
So you know what that reminds me of
That's
is Destiny.
Yeah.
Your Destiny when your operator says someone's looking at me.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
So you don't
And
know from where you're being looked
On
at.
top of it,
That's
there's
the
a
cheese.
there's a visual cue that says if somebody's just in proximity of you.
It says enemies, so it's like under your like.
Wait, so is it even worth using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it tells you if someone's
you-
in your proximity.
Like someone's
Okay,
near.
that's cool, but the other thing that they nerfed bad.
Wait.
Well, it's both. Like
wait,
somebody's
Oh, you're
just
right.
looking
You're
at
right.
you.
'Cause they combined them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
does cold-blooded counter that?
We hope.
Probably.
If you're
hope.
cold-blooded, it
We
won't
hope.
say they're around.
We
Probably.
hope.
I don't know.
we
Which
hope.
would be broken.
That would
Should
because
be.
then
I
someone's
don't
gonna
know.
run at
I
you with a
mean,
knife.
And you won't get high
Like
alert 'cause you're
it's
not aiming.
crazy what they keep. Yeah.
Well, I think if you have cold-blooded, high alert shouldn't work. And
No,
it's
it
like-
shouldn't.
Yeah.
It should be a counter.
Yeah.
Reduced in-game
It's the same thing
splashes.
with,
I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah,
the
what's that?
tracker?
Reduced in-game splashes.
I'm pretty sure when you get hit markers, like it covers your screen and shit.
Like like it's all red. Good. That's I hated that.
Dude, the regen though on Warzone,
It's slow.
I took fall damage and I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, you used the Mountaineer. Yeah.
yeah.
No, but even in fights,
Quick
like,
fix if you play.
yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But yeah, the regen was like super slow and like loud.
Live ping reduction.
Live pings.
W.
That's a great
Weapon
W.
rarities outline.
Shoot up indoors.
Yep.
Shoot up indoors.
Oh, that's a big one, chat.
Shooting
Weapon
doors,
doors,
yeah,
so
like-
popped out.
I don't know if Warzone, dude, shooting doors in Warzone's gonna be busted.
It's gonna
So-
be fire.
It's gonna be like 3, 2, 1, like throw a nade, shoot the door.
It's gonna be strategic,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
There's doors can be shot, 2 new kill streaks, care package, and a sentry gun.
Oh, speaking
Oh,
of that,
they got rid of that trash.
they got Guardians and mosquito drones are gone.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
God.
Thank God. There is ground loot perks, right? We didn't really go over it. So, and they're only specific to ground loot perks. So you can drop your perks on the. There's perks that you can drop on the floor. So let's say you have your 3 perks, you can pick those up. It's like a perk package. But then there's perks that you find on the floor that you can loot. Remember, like back in the day, tempered, all that stuff. There's individual perks that you can have that you pick up. But then
Do
there's
you have them? You have the
What are you
I
guys
have
talking
them.
about?
It's-
Shared kills. What is that about?
oh yeah, you
Oh,
share
yeah, so,
kills.
yeah.
So
So
like
if
if
you
you
do damage with somebody else,
Dude.
you get the kill.
I don't know how that's possible. I had 19.
No way.
Yeah.
Bro, I had 19 and Symphony had 3. So you're telling me he just wasn't doing anything?
I guess he just wasn't putting any damage.
So the perks.
No, I don't think that. There's got to be something else.
It's
then.
something weird.
Because
Chat was
for
telling us
me-
about
Me and Diaz had that.
Yeah.
I downed somebody, and then they got rezzed. I think I shot up. I don't know. Either way, the damage was weird. Like one of the matches, I had 3,000 with 2 kills.
Oh, that's Zay said it's just elimination. It's basically like a multiplayer. You get me?
Multiplayer
So if
has
you
the
do-
eliminations. That
Yeah.
that is
That's basically
split.
the-
Kills
yeah.
and assists count as eliminations.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
then
why.
I
That's
guess it's the
basically
same thing then?
Yeah.
There's no
That's-
way.
that's
That's the way we did.
The
Yeah,
scoreboard
that's
is there's no
Zay.
way.
Oh, Zydro?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's next step.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
way this,
really?
Yeah.
The scoreboard tracked it though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
how are
right.
we gonna do customs?
It's gonna be
Use
weird.
team shoot. That doesn't make sense.
There's no way.
It doesn't
It
make sense.
says kills, not eliminations.
Everybody's gonna get-
Well,
There's got to be something else.
Maybe there's, I don't know if that's a perk or something, but we did notice that. We did like, you know?
Yeah, maybe maybe I have to look at the footage again. I don't know how that works.
So, look, going back to what you
So
said,
the lootable perks.
this is going to change, not change Warzone, but it is going to
Because
be.
no one brought that up all day.
Yeah, I mean everybody was bashing me. They're like, "Oh, you had 71 kills, but you only had like 15."
I mean, chat was telling me about it. Like you're sharing kills or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Or splitting kills. or
Maybe
something.
people were too locked in that they didn't notice it.
So
I
the
don't know.
lootable perks are veteran, dexterity, tracker, cold-blooded, tempered, and alertness, which
Fine.
is probably what high alert is now.
I wonder
Um,
what triggers it then.
So ground loot exclusives are shrouded and irradiated, but noted. He said that they're gonna change ground loot perks. So there's gonna be like if there's an MTZ meta, we're gonna have a shrouded ground loot meta. So the ground loot perks are gonna change.
Yeah.
So like season 1, you're gonna be able to grab shrouded. Season 2, you're gonna be able to grab fast hands or dexterity. Something
Yeah.
like, or not dexterity, but something along those lines. So they're gonna change. They
Yeah.
want there to be a ground loot meta.
So
Or
they're
a ground
ju-
loot perk or lootable perk meta.
Just know that there's 2 sets of perk. There's
Yeah.
ground lootable perks, like back in the day with like Temperate and like Caldera, all that stuff, and then there's your actual perk package. So you could technically get your perk package and then go and find all these perks that you can just keep stacking and pick them up.
There's no more like ground loot perk packages, and you can't buy them from the buy station.
Yeah, so like the red and the perk packs you
red
see on the
ones,
ground, they're not. That's not
The
a
only
thing.
the only lootable perk package is specialist.
It's like
Yeah.
or a custom perk package. So
yeah,
there's
or
the white.
you can pick up the ones.
There's the
I'm
white
saying
one,
like
yeah.
just purely lootable, not like a loadout.
If
which
you
is
grab
fire.
a perk now on the ground, it's like a sack.
There was nothing honestly more annoying than like people getting ground loot perks and they like benefited them because it's random. You don't know what kind of ground loot perks they have sometimes, and it was just like annoying.
It's
like,
bullshit.
They got like Ghost off
Bird's
Rip.
Eye.
They got like Ghost off Rip or
Yeah.
Bird's Eye, and you're like, it was just
I
weird.
agree, yeah.
Like,
So
Okay.
okay,
It's the same thing with like Resolute.
Wait.
Resolute to this day. You
were there
still pick it
vests?
up?
no
Yes.
vests, not that I saw.
I didn't see
any
vests.
vests.
I didn't see vests.
Vests like
Like
medic
the-
vests.
Yeah, no, they just have the satchels.
No, the other vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the
there's
satchels.
two vests, and this was the next topic that I was gonna get into. Is obviously there's no backpacks, right? So, but there's certain things that we like about the backpack system. For example, being able to carry a good amount of plates, and things that we obviously liked, right? But the biggest thing that they added was they added a satchel. So instead of it going from 4 plates or 6 plates
Some
to
idiots,
8,
bro.
Yeah.
now I think it's 5 plates or 6 plates.
It might be 12
to
plates,
12.
no?
It is.
It goes to 12.
And then
6
there's
to
a
12, yeah.
And
There's
then
another
now,
one, yeah.
and now the ammunition satchel, you can get both.
Yeah.
And you can just carry more ammo. with
Ammo
you.
amount.
But I would say the direct feedback I gave to them is that there was not a lot of ammo laying around anywhere.
No,
So
I felt like I had to pop munis, or it's back to you're not picking it up automatically.
yes,
again.
that as well.
That shit is so annoying.
I wonder. I think that's something that they're probably going to look at. Those are the two things that I noticed off of that. So what else did they change? Backpacks, new satchels. The dedicated melee slot. So there's 2 ways to get unlimited auto attack spray. One's a perk,
double time.
a double time, right? So double time is unlimited, right? Unlimited. There's a perk, and then there's now a dedicated melee slot. So you bring it out, and you have unlimited attack
Did
spray.
any of you guys use that in Warzone?
I did.
Hell no.
I did, but
I didn't.
I
either.
kept remembering. I was like, oh shit!
I
I
will
kept
say-
forgetting.
I will
I'm
say
so run and gun, and at the same time we're flying everywhere, so I didn't really have a knife in my
nice.
hand.
Resurgence.
You have one by default.
You think you're gonna
Yeah,
use
no,
it?
that-
some
yeah.
resurgence
You're
for
not
one
gonna
big
use.
map?
You're not
One
gonna use
big
some
map?
resurgence maps.
Yeah.
No, it's too fast.
You're not gonna use some resurgence maps.
You get caught your dick in your hand.
You'll get caught with your meat in your hand.
Come on.
So I think that it was not as fast as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like I had a sub out, and I was like, oh, let me switch, and then
It wasn't like extremely fast.
yeah, it wasn't like
Like
I
Apex,
noticed.
not like Apex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't where I noticed a big difference. And I think they said they made it not as strong, right? So that way
So
people
you
are not
can
just
cheese,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So those are the couple things that I noticed. I think it's cool. I know people are against microtransactions, all that shit, but I do think that's gonna open up a lot of microtransactions.
$3 came on that shit. That's gonna be fire.
Bro, so people are gonna be doing, like, they're probably gonna come out with like
I would even
hammers.
be for that game.
Yeah, because remember one of the executions is the
That'd
back.
be rough.
And
So
the
you
back-
might be able to run with a bat, or run with a hammer, or run with a karambit. Like it's gonna be just like every other game that has those cosmetics.
Did you touch on this one? The bounty threat now, like your level will give you a sound cue.
Oh yeah.
So like if you're like a level 2 bounty, I don't know what it'll be, if an audible ding or like
change, yeah.
but it'll give you an audible tone now. Because sometimes you get snuck up on, you're like, oh fuck, I'm a 3 threat. Like there's a
Right,
bounty on it.
right.
So now they're putting an audible cue for that.
That's sick.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
sick.
fire. Yeah.
That's
They
fucking
did a
fire.
lot of quality of life
The other
changes.
thing they did we didn't touch on is if there's a gun on the ground, it'll give you an outline of the rarity. So if a loadout gun is on the ground, like in Warzone now, you run up, you be like, oh shit, that's a loadout gun. Now it'll be outlined in red.
Yeah.
So if there's like a shitty gun, it's outlined in green or blue. So you're flying in and you look down and you're like, fuck, there's a purple gun. Like I'm gonna land on it. Or there's a blue gun. Or there's a green gun. So that's fire. I mean,
And they spot out to this
yes,
map.
yes, they
spot
stand out well.
There's a lot. Everything has an outline, like of the gun. So it's a lot to take in, and I think obviously learning curve. Eventually you'll get used to it, but a lot of things are highlighted.
I mean, you'll pick a gun up now and like a Holger. Now you can pick up a Holger now with a 1 attachment or 3 attachments in Warzone, and you really can't tell the difference on the ground.
Right.
Now you would be able to say 3 attachment, 1 attachment.
Right.
So it's fire.
So what else? Do you guys have any more?
I mean,
The zone.
I think that was mostly
zone.
quality of life. Oh, the color of the zone, that might be map
And,
specific.
and the way it looks. as
Yeah,
well.
like
When
the
you're in the
grayed
zone,
out. It's
everything's
like grayed out.
Oh, it's like white.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't
Yeah.
see anything in the zone anymore.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
kinda
they
weird.
did that to prevent zone plays.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
we'll
they
have to
don't like.
see how it interacts with the smoke. Maybe you
Yeah.
still get that weird ass outline.
I'm reading this mantling improvements. We must have been tweaking.
Bro, I must have had something wrong.
Yeah.
'Cause
Again, I think there's gonna be some settings that we change.
my mantle was fucked.
Yeah, there was a lot of slow mantles.
He's all, hold up.
Dude, no, the smokes are so bad now. If you throw smoke and you're both in the smoke, like,
Yeah.
if Ryda's on the other side of smoke and
Oh,
I'm on one
I
side,
double smoked
I
the
can
roof.
perfectly see him.
Yeah, I double
Chat.
smoked the roof and got deleted.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that hate the smoke meta, your prayers are answered because no bullshit. Smoke metas are, it's literally, bro, you might, if you're like getting one shot and you throw smoke directly at your feet, it'll probably be enough to just cover you. Like nothing else. And so,
And if they're in the smoke with you, you're fucked.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are
yeah.
fucked.
There's no,
That's why I think
The
this,
smoke-
this year is gonna be a stim meta.
The
Like,
smoke.
Yes.
The smoke is probably the most arcade looking thing in the game, in my opinion.
so
It looks crazy.
Yeah.
It just looks crazy.
It looks sick.
Yeah.
those are all my notes that I have right
I
now.
got med cabinets loot drop improvements.
Yeah,
so
so-
you're gonna get better shit from med cabinets now.
Yeah.
You're
I
not just
didn't
gonna
feel like
get
that
one-
was the case. I felt
I
like
was
I got
only
a
getting
stim.
stims.
No,
I stim
today
every
I only
time.
got stims.
But you have to
But-
remember. You have to remember in the briefing, this was
Like their
expectations for season one
Yeah.
of Warzone.
Right.
So maybe today on the patch we played today, they didn't
Because
have it.
we have seen improvements though on the Warzone 3.
well, also part of the
kits.
thing is
They've been, like,
that shit was
plates.
juice. Like there was like you'd open a chest and be like way too much stuff in there, money
Yeah.
bags
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. And the
And
other
that was
thing was-
intentional so that
Care
people
packages
could-
are crazy.
The other thing is, we didn't touch on
That's
this,
weird.
is like say you have a specialist. If you ping it and I'm far away, it'll give me navigation on where it actually is.
What?
Yeah, that's new.
I did not. I don't have teammates like that. My teammates are dumb.
Yeah, they're just like
Yeah.
greedy.
Yeah. So
So that's fine.
like you're saying, like there's like
But it triggers a navigation ping, so it like tells you like
Turn left.
where to navigate. Not like, not
Turn
like that,
left
but
at reactor.
just for the quality of life, I think to help players that
right.
you know, like
No, that's
people
dope.
don't have a map, they don't have a mic, or you know what I mean.
That's dope.
I think the potential when it comes to Warzone, to kind of summarize, the potential is there. I do think the potential for it to be like, quote. I think people need to same way that you said with Rebirth that people need to get over it. Like we can't rely on Rebirth all the time. Like Modern Warfare 2019, I don't think we're ever gonna get back to
It's
that.
over.
And like
Yeah, that's gone.
and I think people need to be okay with that and understand that, yo, Modern Warfare 2019 movement, like, bro, there's a new game every fucking year. Like, and we have to all understand that. So this year, it's going to be fun in a different way than last year was fun. I would say Warzone 2, to me, was not fun at all. Like, Modern Warfare 2019 was fun in its own way. And I think with this year, it's going to have its funness, but don't expect it to be exactly like Modern Warfare 2019.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
have to get over that. We gotta get over that shit.
But I am
Because
excited.
nobody liked Al-Mazrah like that year. I fucking loved it.
The
Because
map.
I
Al-Mazrah
mastered
map.
the movement. I mastered the
True.
movement too.
You
Yeah,
do
the
love
next
it.
part that you have to remember as well, like this on Urzikstan is gonna be way different too.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh, bro.
Because we gotta take this to back to Urzikstan.
Asking, especially the diving in the water, dude. It's gonna be
Oh,
so much
dude, I'm
crazy.
telling you, bro, that
Oh
shit
my
is
God.
insane.
And then ranked, they did release that, right? We can say that, about ranked.
Yeah, they did it.
Ranked
Season one.
mid-season,
Season
or
one.
season one, mid-season
Same
one
thing
chat.
for multiplayer.
Yeah. So, I
Let me see
again,
if I have anything else.
I wonder how that's gonna play out. What everybody's gonna actually think about like ranked in general after wanting it for so long. I would hope that they do ranked for Verdansk whenever that drops. And that's mid
Spring.
They said spring.
I didn't get to see it.
I would
They said
assume
spring.
March. They got to do it on the
March,
anniversary.
yeah.
They have to do it on the
Did anyone take a picture of the perks?
I did not.
So we only talked about the Combat Scout and Tracker are now paired together.
Yep.
Yes, that's.
But we also didn't talk
more.
about Double Time and Escapist now make Sprinter.
Yeah.
So Sprinter's like a newer perk. So if those of you guys who don't know what Escapist is, which Escapist just got buffed in Warzone. which I think
It's
is-
so
Bugged.
good.
I think it's bugged.
which
not
people
buffed.
didn't know about. That's
Yeah.
why Rebirth kids are running Escapist.
Because it's slide, right?
Yeah, your slide, your dodge farther. So
Yeah,
you
nobody
didn't know about that?
No,
It's
I
broken.
remember again.
It's broken.
I am a podcaster. I'm a watch party here.
It's fire.
It's broken.
Is
And
it better?
it's
Is it
bugged.
better than Quick Fix?
Yeah, it
fire.
depends on that map. You might
It's
need
fire.
it. Yeah,
Because for big
but
map,
it does
yeah,
create
big
like
map.
some movement where it's faster than intended.
I gotta see. I think your slide is faster. Your dive is a lot farther. And there's one other thing. And you move. What does that perk actually do? You move 20% faster when you're down.
When you're down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a down state, you move
It's
faster.
such a pointless perk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
now
So-
that it's bugged, everyone's using it.
But so that is now combined with double time, which makes up Sprinter.
With the bro.
So double time.
You think it's a bug?
So it's
Or
a
is
bug,
that-
and it's a bug in the game we play now.
So it is a bug, you think?
Yeah, surely it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
it's too
doesn't.
much.
Yeah, surely it doesn't do that in this new game.
The new one, right?
Yeah. But so in the new game, with double time, you'll what is double time in this game?
It doubles your
that
attack sprint.
Yeah,
And-
and then
and it
move faster while you move faster
Yes.
crouch speed.
While crouch walking.
So you're gonna do that. So you're gonna move faster while crouch walking. Your
Now we're unlimited attack sprint.
attack sprint, but the effect that you have while crouch walking, I'm assuming you're gonna have while you're down. So you're gonna move like at however fast when you're down. Unless you have sprinter on, you'll move faster.
Shit.
Yeah.
They're combining a lot of perks for Warzone. I don't know how that's gonna work, right? They're combining a lot of perks, right? Or for multiplayer. Well,
I can't
same
remember
thing.
I can't remember if it was for multiplayer. Or, I think
It
it,
might
was
be
for
for both.
Warzone.
I think it might be for both.
I think it was Warzone.
I think it was just Warzone because maybe it was. I think it was just Warzone.
Okay, so they're combining a lot of perks to make them pretty much better.
Yeah, so there's 3 perks, 5 new perks.
They pretty much said they're reducing the amount of perks that we have in the game, but they're combining some to make every perk feel that much more special.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a good idea because, bro, how many perks in Warzone did we just not use?
That's what I'm saying.
All year.
I love having all the perks. I
Yeah.
think it's
It'll
fucking
happen
dope.
again. There'll be meta perks and for situations.
Like imagine you knock somebody and you go to throw a nade and you're like, or you go to do something and you're like, fuck, he has an escapist. Like fuck, he got out of there quick.
Yeah.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah.
And that would be like a perk that, you would take off quick fix for that.
Special is about to be insane.
Well, I
Especially
think
is crazy.
I think the pick 3 is good, but it also creates another problem for them where they have to make enough like really good perks.
Good enough perks to cause you to want to use
Yeah,
something
otherwise
different.
you're just gonna use the 3.
Exactly. I hate that's what I don't like.
But at the same
Everyone
time,
uses the
then
same thing.
after that, you have to worry about either using overkill, perk greed, or gunfighter.
Which, yeah, and that's the thing, to go back, I hate to go back to Warzone 2, but if you go back to Warzone 2, there were people, you basically know this, there were people that didn't run fast hands, like DJ Moss. He ran restock.
Yeah.
And, if you didn't run fast hands in Warzone 2, if you picked up a restock
It's
perk
so
pack,
bad.
it was so fucking slow.
Yeah.
But for DJ, he was used to it. So to have, diversification and perks is awesome, bro, in my
Okay.
opinion. It's
Yeah.
it's huge for the game because there's different style players, different caliber players. He uses different perk packs than I do. I run restock. I need smokes. He plays faster than I do now. So I think we need that.
So one thing to kind of add to that, chat, and I believe this is coming, and I think it's actually going to change the way Warzone feels, is right now, modern day Modern Warfare 3, we get overkill by default.
Yeah.
With the integration, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore.
No, you have to be a wild card.
It's a wild card now that you get overkill.
Yeah, we did.
Which I don't think that's a bad thing. Yes, it's like, oh my god, I want my guns off rip, we're going backwards. But it also makes it to where things do have, it's I kind of liked back in Verdansk where you got your first loadie, and if you had overkill, you didn't have ghosts or you didn't have all this stuff. You had to get your second loadout to get that thing. So imagine now you're gonna first loadout, you get both your guns, but then your second loadout, you get your wild card with 8 attachments.
Yeah.
Then it's like
then you drop
then
your,
it's worth it, right?
Yeah, then you drop your 5 attachment AR for your 8 attachment AR.
Yeah, and then it becomes worth it. So now, because right now you get your Warzone, you get your loadout, and there's no leveling up from that. There's no more. You start off the game off rip, and you can't go. There's no better loadout to get.
Yeah.
With this, it's now, hey, you're gonna have to choose, right? What you want. You can start, but then, hey, if I get enough money, I can get another loadout, and I can upgrade. And then,
Incentive. There's an incentive.
Yeah, an
For
incentive,
Chris,
and you then have an advantage over everybody else. If let's say you're cooking and you're frying out, you have a lot of money, you now are going to have an advantage over everybody else as far as instead of everybody just always having their loadout.
Because the money on that map is crazy.
That was crazy.
Dude,
That was crazy.
was so
Oh.
crazy.
I think they did that just for.
They probably did.
And
But
the other thing
They said it was intentional.
Going back to that, I've said this before, in Warzone or in Verdansk, there were times where if you won your gulag, you would say, I'm going to land on loadout, and you would grab a fully loaded AR.
I brought
Yes.
that up to them today.
That was dope. We need that variation is dope because now you land.
It's
you get-
situational.
now,
Very
yeah,
situational.
now you land, you get one clip of AR and you're fucked. Well, you can land, grab a fully loaded class with
Yeah.
your gunfighter. And
Yeah. 8
Yeah.
per break.
Or
Okay.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you could be like, yo, I killed a guy right here. Grab your tempered class, and then you can have don't grab your overkill or that's an
Then you can grab a secondary.
Yeah.
There's so
and you
many
grab a
different
secondary.
plays. And I hope, in theory, that's the way it works. Somebody said, yeah, but you can just buy your guns.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
There's a price difference.
Yeah. So is that 100% for sure?
It
I'm
has
pretty
to
confident.
be.
Pretty
Because
confident.
did you say you bought a gun for $1,500? Or 2,500?
No, we played the game early, so I don't know. It was different.
How much did you buy a gun for today? Does anybody remember?
I didn't buy a gun
2,500
at
today.
all.
I bought a gun today for 6K.
Yeah,
And it
I
was
didn't buy
the-
a gun at all today.
It was the. It
but
was
on the
what's
event,
the-
we
the
bought
SMG,
them
the
multiple
Tonto?
times.
I feel like it
Yeah.
should either be that.
No, the Tonto. The 6 one Infiltrator with
Yeah.
the Tonto SMG. That gun is 6K on the buy, and I bet it's an 8-stat gun. Maybe
Oh, it
Horse
is.
is bug.
It is.
Horse is bug.
Oh, so maybe
That's what I'm saying.
The
There
eight
has
attachment-
to be an incentive or a downside to buying an 8 attachment gun.
It's probably
Like,
more expensive.
Yeah, that's the
It
only
has to
way. Or
Okay.
just don't even let it do it at all.
Yeah.
Because, like, you
Well, then
should.
I think it ends up with other problems, like when you make, because obviously when you go to the buy station to buy the gun, it's based off your pick 10, or not pick 10, but your 10 loadout slots.
Okay.
It's like whatever that first weapon is. So then it ends up with that issue where if you were running the wild card primary, which 3 attachments is it going to accidentally remove?
Right.
So then, so it has to do something, and maybe the trade-off is it does cost more. But also another side note is, like right now, you in Warzone 3 you can't buy secondary.
Okay. Yeah.
With overkill, it works as overkill and underkill, so you can actually equip 2 secondaries as one of your 10 loadouts, right? So when you go to the buy station, technically you could apply a secondary weapon for that slot.
For that. So, yeah.
So maybe if there's a broken akimbo pistols,
you can actually buy it now.
yeah, you could actually buy it now.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, look, is there anything that you guys think we forgot? Because I feel like we pretty much went over everything because there was a lot to cover, a lot to fucking cover.
I think
but,
I actually think we did really good.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, chat.
Oh, one thing we did forget. The MW2 and the MW3 guns are still usable.
I don't agree. I don't agree with the MW2 guns being in.
We didn't see that today,
JGod
but
feels
they
different,
said
though.
that. They said that.
Well, hey, shit, we didn't get to use MW2 for fucking 2 years.
I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think that's true. I think that's true.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think. Oh, also, carry forward is a thing. By the way,
Yeah, that is.
Carry forward is a thing, chat. And so all your stuff stays. I know that somebody asked in the chat, but
Dude, why are we having MW2 guns in the next game?
You're gonna be running through like Verdansk, like picking up a mini bag.
I think it's gonna
How many
be.
jets?
I think it's gonna be fresh in its own way because I
The
think
attack of TTK
if
is
they
different.
actually do the
It's just
balancing the way that I think they will
Okay.
is there's gonna be guns that you never used before, and there's some that people have nostalgia for. You know, there's like in Warzone 1, even when we were in Caldera, people still used the kilo, like because it was the fucking kilo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But there's people that are like that literally are moving those guns. They're using the Kastov 7.62, and they've been using it all year, even though that shit's garbage right now.
Horrible.
here's my
But
problem.
they still use it.
Here's my problem.
Not
Them
in-
four.
Any
Yeah.
new gun they come out with, they have to now scale it to the same stats as all of those other weapons. And if they got rid of all those weapons, it makes weapon bouncing a lot easier.
Agreed.
And this is only
I
going
don't
to
think
cause
so though, because
it-
you're doing a window where like everything needs to be balanced. We can do like 4 fucking like they have spreadsheets. They know what is the most popular
so
4
you're
guns.
just
in
gonna put all these Model 4 2 guns in there for what?
attachments.
But like that's what I'm saying too. It's just there's so
There's
many
a lot.
attachments, dude. You scroll on the optics right now, and you're
didn't
like,
they say? Didn't they say they want to keep it to where it's always 3 games?
that's so many.
No, they never said that. We just make assumptions on that
Oh.
because the first cycle was like a trio,
Trying
and then
to-
Warzone 2 is like a trio. Next year it'll be kind of weird because the rumor is obviously it'll be like Treyarch again, and it'll be like BO7 or something like that. So does that mean then maybe they kick out the old guns?
Trying to find attachments right now for guns is the most frustrating thing ever.
It's
Gotta use
fucking
your favorites.
awful.
Gotta use your favorites.
No, I don't. I shouldn't have to.
Yeah, only get up to 20 now.
There shouldn't be.
Okay.
There shouldn't be 80 scopes. How many? There's like 78 or
There's
There
something.
a lot.
are. There are
There's
a
a
lot.
And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, 60 of those never get used.
Probably not. No,
60
no,
of
no,
those
no.
are probably in the 1% of being used. What's the point of having them in the game?
Well, people paid for them.
The scopes.
No, they didn't.
You're all in on microtransactions. Like people are paying for that shit. You
No,
know,
they paid for the
man-
game that came out 2 years ago.
Warzone. They only play Warzone. They're free to play, but they buy all the bundles.
Man, fuck their bundles.
No, that's crazy.
Hey, you know what? This $350
I just bought a $350 kit.
Wonder Waff. Yeah.
Yo, 2 years. We're talking about a game 2 years ago.
I'm trying to put my candle
Look,
on the
look.
mini bag.
Anything Modern Warfare 2
Exactly.
needs to go, bro.
I agree
So
with
you
that.
think it'd be 2 years?
I agree. There's
2-year
pros
cycles.
and cons,
2-year cycles.
but I feel like having more in there is fine. It's
Bro.
like, you know what? I don't even look
Okay,
at
whoa,
those
whoa, whoa.
categories.
I got the cheese
Personally-
sauce right here.
the Superi on this movement's gonna be crazy. What?
I'm about to buy a gun. It's what we said.
What do you mean?
It's 6K.
He's looking to see.
Oh shit, he's
Oh.
crazy.
It's 6K.
So it is 6K.
It's 2,500. If you have an 8-stack gun and you're loaded, it's 6K.
Okay, W.
Okay, that's
Let me just confirm. Let me just confirm.
There needs to be a
Oh, you
trade-off.
have gameplay.
Yeah, I'm watching my
Yeah,
mod.
he's doing it.
I thought you were talking about a real gun. I was like, what the fuck? The topic changed really quick.
No,
I'm on my gun, boys. I'm on my
6K? Damn.
Damn, who just got shit on?
They got slammed, didn't they? You want me to go back?
No, you're good. You're good.
Jared FPS got.
Oh, no.
No, he did get slammed right here. He did get
That's
slammed.
funny. So yeah, there is a different price, but I do think that in general it's better to just have those things, even if we don't use them. Like you could literally filter out the old.
JGod
things.
misses DMZ so much, dude. You miss it so
I don't though.
much.
I only played it for the first season, really.
You love Warzone 2.
No.
Nah.
You guys are funny, bro.
You're lucky Warzone 2 didn't bleed into Warzone 3, or else we
Thank
probably wouldn't
God,
be here.
bro. Thank God, bro. Chat, but yeah, man. I mean, look, bro. I think we kind of covered everything that we needed to cover. I think we went over literally every little detail, or as much as we could have, right? Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this as always. We always tell y'all, chat, just play it for yourselves,
Yeah.
and then decide. Like,
One of my.
fuck whatever we say. At the end of the day, do you enjoy the game? Yes, play it. Do you enjoy the game? No, don't play it. Right? Like multiplayer, I think it's fun. I think it's cool, and I'm not a big multiplayer guy. I thought it was cool. I'm definitely gonna grind the beta this weekend, and then I'm definitely gonna be grinding the camos. Warzone, I think it has a lot of work. They probably don't think it does, but I mean, hey, only time will tell. Only we'll see, man. But fellas, is there anything before we kind of head out that you guys anything to kind of?
That's basically what you said. Just play for yourself, honestly, because we
Yeah,
can't
don't let us sway your opinion.
Yeah, don't let us ruin or like,
Well,
guess hype you up for the game.
I think
like obviously.
when we do these kind of things, I think everything comes off negative, but realistically, like, there's a lot of, I think, more positive in my opinion. Like, I give it an 8 out of 10. Like, that's a very good score. So, yeah, also, like, don't take this as, like, don't take this as more negativity than positivity.
It's like an improvement.
It's huge.
Yeah.
We only give negative feedback because the things that are good, like, you know, they're good. They don't need to get changed, or, like, they don't need to hear these things. So,
Yeah,
I think that,
I mean-
too. We're not, like, I'm so happy with, I think this year's going to be great.
Okay. 5 attachment gun, $2,500. 8 attachment gun, 6K.
That's a W.
So yeah, okay. So confirm, chat. If you do have an 8 attachment gun, it counts more than double
That's a W.
of what, which I actually like. There needs to be a trade off.
So when you need 8,500, you can't buy perks.
Somebody did say
Yeah,
just
8,500 for both guns. Yeah.
we talked about it just real quick. For those of y'all who didn't know, we did talk about Verdansk. I think obviously it's something that we already knew was gonna happen. Now we got a kind of confirmation of when, spring 2025. How it integrates, I don't know, but
That's far.
it's far.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We do have Urz extend for a while, chat. So
Resurgence
be ready.
What's up?
Be ready, bro. I'm okay. Hey, listen, bro.
You know what they didn't talk about though? Nuke on this map. It needs a fucking nuke.
True.
It's
Chat.
literally like the Nuketown map.
The map is inspired by Nuketown.
How do we not got a nuke? And the exiting screen, we could give feedback on that. That's kind of like bland. What the hell happens
That's what I'm
at the
saying.
end?
Why don't we just do a winner circle for Warzone?
Or why doesn't a nuke drop, bro? Like
That'd be
Nuketown.
Right at the very
I mean,
end.
a winner's like a winner's.
And those people get out. They're like,
a solo,
Yeah.
winner circle for solo, duo. Just shows your
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
That would
yeah.
be sick.
That dude,
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of things that they could add. I don't know how I don't know how being a dev works, but you know, honestly, chat, I am excited no matter what. I think the great thing about COD that I love is every year it's something new regardless. If we get a shit game, it's only a year. Sadly, if we get a good game, it's only a year. So hoping that every year it continues, we get something that's good, right? But this year, I do like Air 99, and I'm not one to even like Resurgence that much, but I actually think it's gonna be fun. Once all the stuff is ironed out, I think it'd be cool. Be ready for October, because the grind is gonna be fucking insane. I said this earlier. I said I only feel bad for one thing and one thing only, and that's my fucking chair, because that shit gonna be smelling like ass, bro. So yeah, man. But boys, final thoughts? Or we good to conclude?
Beta comes out this weekend.
Beta comes out Friday, guys.
Have fun
Everybody
to play.
enjoy it, honestly.
Beta comes out Friday. Play it for yourself. Let us know what you think. We're probably gonna have a podcast immediately after the beta, going over everything to kind of see what changed and what didn't, man. But guys, if you're at home, appreciate you guys watching, man. If you are YouTube, whatever, appreciate y'all as well, man. We will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for being here. Black Ops soon, coming very, very soon, man. Appreciate y'all. Catch you on the next one, baby. Peace, peace, peace.